JewelleryMaker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information. Do you need a helping hand to get started with JewelleryMaker? Are you stuck for ideas and need inspiration? Then visit our JewelleryMaker website, where you can find our video tutorials. Expand your knowledge and skills with these easy-to-follow jewellery making demonstrations. Whether you're a beginner, hobbyist, or business owner, there's always something new to learn. It couldn't be easier. Simply click and learn some new jewellery making techniques.
Come and join guest designer Mark Smith with his fantastic DVD, Chips and Nuggets with Wire. Mark guides you through everything you need to know to create these stunning pieces. From the tools that you will use to different types of wire and the gorgeous gemstones featured, it's like having a personal tutor in your living room.
We're very excited about this hour. Now, how many star buys are we doing in the last hour? Did you just say? Star buy coming up in this hour. This is the, what is the time? I don't even know what the time is. This is the last hour though, isn't it? How many, look at this graded strand of opal.
Wow.
Oh. It's lush, isn't it?
Concentrated opal. I like
Concentrated opal, says Mikey. You're full of it today, Mikey. Mike's absolutely full of it. Look at these colours. Very vintage, aren't they?
Wow, they are. It's like a multi-strand of mixed opal.
I love the colour tones in this.
Oh,
this
wow.
is really different to any other of the opals we've given you. This is AA or AAA? It's AAA, right? AA. I thought it was AAA. And it's coming up as your next star buy. Wow. That's lush. Now, it's charm time. I found my charm already. Oh, I meant to keep that. I found my Taurus one. Which one are we starting with? We're going to start with Taurus. So this is mine and Mike's. But I wanted a chain to put it on. We need a chain. Have we got a spare chain that we can show everybody? I love this. And I'm such a typical Taurus. Are you a typical Taurus, Mike? You are, because you're caring. You are a typical Taurus. Are you also really clumsy?
I am actually.
Yeah. Look, now I'm going to give you charms. These are going to be absolutely perfect. I'm so excited by the charm hour, are you? These are going to be perfect birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, just random gifts. If you've got a friend who is a typical example of their birth gemstone sign, and apologies if you don't believe in this sort of stuff, but I do, I love it. I'm obsessed. Here is the Taurus sign. Typical Taurus is a bull in a china shop and it's in solid stones, but you don't get the chain. I'm just showing it to you on the chain. Thank you, darling. And I'm going to put that, just imagine this. Do you know, I really love the contemporary style of these.
So do I. Now you said what the star sign is, I can see the bull now, whereas before I thought, is it? Yeah. Oh yes.
It's so contemporary.
It is so contemporary. It's really well thought out.
I think these look quite expensive, these do.
Incredible.
I love it, I need it. Now, what's the gemstone that I've got in the centre, I hear you asking? It's a blue sapphire. Beautiful. Look, I'm going to show you that because I put it on a black background, but look.
Oh, wow.
It's so contemporary, I need this. I've got to have it. It's mine.
Can I cut on
Text
that
in if you're a Taurus, text us in, let us know what your star sign is. Are you a typical example? Amanda in Sussex, I'm a Taurus too, 27th of April. That's my birthday, Amanda. We got the same birthday. I instantly love you. Mike's birthday is the 28th. 28th? I instantly love you now, Mike.
Thanks.
We're birthday twins.
Next one.
Amanda, you need this. Or for anybody who's got children that have got these birth gemstones, or anybody. I love the idea of you selling these as well on your stall. You need to grab these quick. I'm so excited about these horoscopes. So typical Taurus traits. What do you think is your typical Taurus trait, Mike?
I'm quite stubborn. I think that's quite
Yeah, we are stubborn but loving. We're very loving, Mike. We're very protective of the people that we love. We are, Mike. We might be stubborn, but we're great.
Actually, you share a comedy thing as well. Mike's really funny.
We are funny, Mike. We're really funny, me and you, Mike. Tina is a stubborn Taurus from the 21st of April. Tina, you can come into our Taurian club. Yeah, we are pretty funny, Mike, you and I. Beverly in Cardiff, I'm Taurus, May the 14th. You can come in our club, Beverly. I bet you're well funny and all. My boyfriend's lost in Cardiff at the moment. If you could go and find him for me and bring him home, that would be wonderful. Supposed to come home last night, and he never. PIP, Key went on a stag do. Jackie says, I'm Taurus too, May the 9th. I'm loving all these Taurians. We're doing Taurus right now. Even if it's not your birth gemstone, think about the fact that you could be selling these on a stand, on a stall. You could be giving these as gifts to your favourite Taurian. Taurus is from the 21st of April to the 21st of May. So that might help you. 21st of April to 21st of May. Maybe you're on the cusp. A blue sapphire, solid sterling silver, not $14.95. We're going down in price. You need this. Everybody loves a bit of stuff. I love all of this, I do. £9.95, PIP, K86. I'm going to take this one. I'm sure Mike will want his too. Jackie's, oh, yep, done, Jackie. Make sure you're quick. Maybe it's your granddaughter. Maybe it's your grandson that you're wearing this for. Because I always read my kids' horoscopes. Do you? Janice says, I'm Taurus too, 26. Yay! We're almost birthday twins. So you're the 26th, I'm the 27th, Mike's the 28th. Love it. Yeah, it's true. What is what true? Amanda says, we're good homemakers, loyal, and the most likely sign in the zodiac to be a millionaire. We are good homemakers and we're very loyal. I'm trying really hard to be a millionaire. Got my charm and I love it. Oh, are we the most likely? I like that idea. Veronica in Lancashire. Hi, all, my birthday is the 21st of April. Same as Tina and Queen Elizabeth, who will be 90 this year. Yay! The Queen, not me. Yay! Tina, yes, stubborn and protective. Don't mess with my babies. I was born on the cusp. I'm always on the cusp about something. So just on the 21st. My twin sister and I are Taurus, 29th. Yes. You need these both. You both need them. Fran in Greater London Town, not stubborn, determined. May the 14th. Yes, you are. My Tauruses get on with each other as well. Like my best friend Belinda, she's a Taurian.
What was the dates again?
21st of April to 21st of May.
Right, okay, thank you.
Who's it? Why are you like this all makes sense?
It's my daughter's 23rd of May.
So she's just, she's not Aries. What comes after? What's May?
I have no idea. Isn't that dreadful? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Gemini.
Gemini. Oh, same as my dad. I do recall that, yeah.
Yeah. And my boy's a Gemini.
Yeah.
So I know how it feels to have a Gemini.
What is the Gemini? Is that the twins?
That's the twins.
And she's had twins.
She's had twins.
And the twins are 4 today.
It's the twins' birthday.
You're 4 today.
Oh, those little Aries.
So
They're
quick.
an Aries, the twins. Oh, happy birthday, twinnies. Now it's time for Gemini. This is my son's birth gemstone. If you have a split personality, if 1 minute you're the most Dion, what do you mean I have so not got... You are the most splittest of personalities I've ever met in my life, Dion. 100%. Right, hang on. I can't... where... blip, 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 blip. Oh, yeah, right in front of me. Vice. Have you got an... You've got an opal in the middle of this?
Oh, wow.
What is it? I've got the wrong one then. Wait there. Oh, I've got the wrong one, haven't I? No, I haven't. I thought that, yeah, that's the one that I thought was an opal. It looks like an opal. Don't you think that looks like an opal?
It does, but the graphics are saying Botswana, which
Yeah,
is,
it's a Botswana
it must
agate.
be an amazing Botswana agate to look like an opal.
That's what I'm
then.
saying. Oh, I like this.
Isn't that a beautiful
I love
style?
This. What a
Again.
lovely... I'd have this anyway, because I think that's a
I was
gorgeous...
about
Looks
to
like an
s-
H.
Yeah, I was sort of about to say it on the previous one as well. Even if you don't want them as birth or horoscope or whatever charms, I just think that contemporary, they can just be a pendant.
Oh, I love this. Oh, I love a Gemini, though. I do love a Gemini.
It's beautiful.
You
isn't
get
it?
cross, but you're so sorry 2 minutes later. Kerry's going, Dion is so stubborn, she is not sorry 2 minutes later. She is. My son will do something naughty and be like going mad, and then suddenly he'll stop, he'll look at me and go, I love you, mummy. Guest designer Alan is a Gemini. I'm just waiting for it on my screen. Gemini twins, yay! We are quite unique and very special in so many ways. 30th of May, Alan, guest designer. Happy birthday for 30th of May. Hi Jenny, I am Gemini, 2nd of June, so 1 week after your Maxi. Yay! Max is June the 9th. Lots of love again, but Dion is June the 1st. So you're just the day after. Lindsay in Greater Manchester. My daughter is a Gemini, 1st of June, and she always has to buy things in twos. You're so indecisive. Geminis are so indecisive. They never make their mind up.
True.
And what, sorry? Last minute. No, that's just you. Yeah, you have to think things through. $14.95, you know we're not going to stay there. I love this fact that you've got so much solid sterling silver in here as well.
That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Isn't it? I love this charm. Yeah. It's $9.95. My son has got the same exact birth date as Simon's nephew, and we took them both away, and they are just really similar. Really, two pairs of Geminis.
It's very strange, really, isn't it? What I like about these, though, as I say, going back to the fact that they're so contemporary, isn't it clever how those designs have been worked through?
Definitely.
To make them that contemporary, but still going back to the original sort of meaning, or the original, what's the word I'm looking for, Jenny, where, you know, like, I don't know what the
illustrations of the horoscopes.
Yes, thank you. Yes, exactly.
The original illustrations.
You can compare the two, and you can see. But isn't it clever? Whoever has designed
modernised them.
Yeah, very, very clever.
Really clever. I love it. Beverly says you could make a high-end charm bracelet with 12 horoscope charms, and it would look. Yeah, I love that idea. I think, and if you're into horoscopes, I really am, and I'm so sorry to anyone who really isn't. But stay with us, because most of you, like my brother, can't bear things like this. But he would buy me a Taurus charm because he's a nice brother, because he knows that I would like it. Now, what do we know about an Aquarius? Anything? You think they get on with... Are you an Aquarius? Now, let's see. This is Aquarius, right? The wavy one. Let me see. I think I got the right one. Has it got a garnish in the middle? Very pretty. Yeah, I got it. What do we know about Aquarius then? Are you an Aquarius, Kerry? Okay, so tell me about you. What's the bit? Oh, everyone's going mad. There's a lot of Aquarians out there, because loads of you are buying this one. I love this design. You do think you're the best, says the Aquarians.
Oh wow! Is this one of the
Very
water? Is it a water sign?
It's a water sign. Yeah.
So again, incredible design.
So you're very calm, Kerry. You are quite a calm person, aren't you? What birth date stretches for Aquarians, please? Right, so it's the 21st of January to the 21st of February, I think. EMPK52 is your item code. A beautiful garnet, a gorgeous contemporary design. You know the price tag already. Everybody's going absolutely crazy for these charms. Make sure you're quick. Remember that you've got a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee on everything that you shop for here at JewelleryMaker, and grab your charms. What's your star sign, Linda?
Capricorn.
Oh, a Capricorn. I'm Aquarius, got mine, thanks, says Lorraine in Oxfordshire. Capricorns are normally quite quiet, aren't they?
Are they?
Not this one. EMPK52, £9.95. What are we going to do for our birthdays this year, Mike? What are we going to do for our birthdays this year?
I'm in Newquay.
You're in Nukes?
Newquay.
I love a bit of Nukes. Yeah. It's good. Is it a special birthday for you, Mikey?
No.
Wendy in Carnaway says, I'm Gemini, 30th of May. I don't like emerald, but I love Botswana agate. Wendy in Conway. Brilliant, perfect. So grab the charm, definitely. Tanya in West Midlands says, daughter Mia is Aquarius, a good name for a daughter. My birthday is the 20th of January. Is it same as yours, Capricorn?
I'm not too sure when it starts in December sometime, and I don't.
Yeah, it's Capricorn.
Sure
That's what it is. It's Capricorn. I'm sure. I think. Dimitri in Cardiff. If you get 2 and remove the clasp, it would look lovely as simple earrings. Yes. Yeah, they all would, definitely. Yeah. Again, Dimitri, if you see my boyfriend in Cardiff, could you please send him home? Lindsay says, I'm an Aquarius and I'm pretty laid back, calm and arty. Yeah, that's an Aquarius. Laid back, calm and arty. Yeah, definitely. You're happiest when you're creating. EMPK52, £9.95. You're very arty, aren't you, Kerry? Very artistic with your photography. Brilliant at it. Brilliant, everyone. Loads of you are loving your Aquarius charms. Make sure you are checking out baskets. You should have these for the twinnies now. Let's go for Linda the Capricorn.
Oh, okay. I should be intrigued to see what, because instinctively I think of a goat, which is Capricorn. So I should be really interested to see what this logo looks like.
Yeah, they've totally modernised. Have you got a ruby in it? It's lush. This is lovely, very modern. You know, like mine's been really modernised, my bull, and it's just a bull's head with the horns, look. Is yours a ram? Capricorn the ram?
No, it's
or
a goat.
The goat. No, Aries the ram, isn't it? Oh, I really like this.
Oh, that's nice. It's almost like a musical note.
Yeah. I really like it.
That's gorgeous. It's so much nicer than, I'm not offending goats, but...
I love a goat,
I offend a goat, I apologise.
No offence to any goats that might be watching. Yeah. I do love goats, mind.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? Don't you just love that ruby in the centre?
I love it. It's so fluid.
It's almost like quite a zen...
It's beautiful. It is, yeah.
Yeah, there's something very, very calming about this. So tell me about the Capricorn, please.
I'm not sure, you know, really, because I am married to a Virgo, and apparently the Virgo and the Capricorn go well together. But I quite often dispute that fact, so I'm a bit mixed up.
So you're not sure you're a typical Capricorn?
So I don't think I'm typical, no, to be honest.
Virgos are very neat and tidy.
No, well, he's not a typical one then.
Well, he's not typical. It's him, he's in balance, tipping the balance here with his non-Virgo traits.
So the first thing you said, you see about a Virgo, and he's not.
No, he's not typical of the Virgos then.
No, but a lot of the Virgo
thoughtful.
traits he's got.
Yeah. Virgos are thoughtful.
Yeah, but he's thoughtful and loyal and hardworking and what am I? I would hate to describe myself, to be truthful.
Okay, fellow Capricorns, we would like you to describe the traits of a Capricorn, 60777. Maybe this is your star sign. Maybe we should do, I feel like I should be like Russell Granting it up right now. Glenda has texted us in. Glenda in Bristol. Hi, Jenny. I have missed Aries, the ram charm. That's mine. Great show. We haven't done Aries yet. Don't worry, we haven't done Aries. Don't you worry, we're not doing them in order. We should have, really. That would have been a thought. Mm-hmm. But what Dion's doing it the Gemini way, which is the way she does it. ZMP K79, your zodiac sign in Capricorn is just $9.95 with a gorgeous ruby. You'd have thought it would be more expensive because it's got a ruby in it.
Absolutely.
We're very patient, says Lynn in the Shire.
Yeah.
I think you're quite tidy. No, Capricorns are tidy on the outside but messy on the inside.
Yeah, that's me.
Is that true?
That's me. Yeah, that's me.
What did you say, Matt?
Armadillos.
Armadillos. Crunchy on the outside. Loyal, stubborn, born leaders, caring and loving.
Thank you, that's me.
Yeah, that's you. You wear that crown. You wear that crown. £9.95 ZMP.
I have been called a stubborn old goat before.
Well, no, you know why. Why had you been called? Mike said, I told you I was sorry. £9.95. And what we've got here is your Capricorn charm with a ruby. Make sure you're quick. Check out Buskers. This is a very busy hour. We've got more charms. Not all zodiac charms, but we are going to give everybody a zodiac charm. Susan says Capricorn, loyal, stubborn, bored. I just said that one. Caring and loving. And then another one coming in. Hang on, we're updating it for you. I love these though, because they're so contemporary. Jane in the Shire says Capricorn, butt heads and bleat a lot, according to my husband. Yeah? True?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes, definitely.
Does that sound like you?
Yeah, I don't let things go. I have to bleat on and on and on.
You have to go on and on and on until you've made your point and everyone's like, okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's
I like
true.
that about
That's
you.
true.
I like it about you. So you always want a Capricorn in your corner, don't you?
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
Because they won't let it lie. They will not. Anne in Greater Manchester, take a lot of rubbish before we bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you're still there, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, 4 hours on, yes.
Now, we got another one coming through. Dahlia in Avon. Hi, all. Loving the show. My birthday was on the 4th of January. Got mine. Love you all. Mwah. Hope you had a lovely birthday on the 4th of Jan. Catherine in Bedfordshire says, my daughter is Capricorn. She is stubborn, has her own opinion, and can be untidy. Yeah? Looks good on the outside, but on the inside, the bedrooms are messy, but they always look neat and tidy.
It looks tidy, but open a drawer and it's,
yeah.
It's just chaos.
Isn't that everyone? Oh. Linda, you share with my fella. 25th of December, Capricorn, OCD of cleaning. That design is lush and I'm having it for his day. Alan, oh,
right, okay, that cleaning thing, yes. Up until 6 years ago when I started working for JewelleryMaker, yes, I was OCD with cleaning, but I'm not now. Jewellery making has cured me of that. Isn't that strange?
Have you just given up on trying to tidy us all up?
No, I mean, I literally was. I couldn't go out the house in the morning until I cleaned like the same things I cleaned the day before. But
Come around my house, will you?
Since doing jewellery making, I think, oh, blow it, I'd rather be making jewellery.
Exactly, you only live once. Now, let's do Scorpio. My brother's a Scorpio and he's my favourite person in the world, one of them. Now, do you know my brother never shouts, and when he does, you're like, I can't believe you just shouted. He's only shouted at me once in his life, and it's when I nearly crashed his boat.
Oh, right.
And that was because I was going to kill myself, not the boat. He was like, Jenny! And I went, oh, you shouted at me! He was like, I'm so sorry, but you're about to kill yourself. And I was like, oh, okay. Never shouts. I like a Scorpio, but they have got a sting in their tail, apparently. This is a brilliant one. I love it. This is a great one just if your name begins with M, isn't it? I love this.
Especially if your mum is a Scorpio.
Yeah. This is M's for Mia and Max. Yeah. For the lady who had a Mia, you need this. Isn't it lovely?
Beautiful.
So it's Scorpio and an M. I might keep this one, you know.
Oh, it's an aquamarine as well.
Traits of a Scorpio. No, Scorpio's November. Definitely, because it's my brother's birth gemstone.
My mum's Scorpio.
Has she got a sting in her tail?
Oh,
but
yes.
really calm normally, but then just suddenly
yes.
sting in the tail.
Yes.
Don't mess with them. I've got to say, I think my brother's the most placid person in the world. But then I think he's perfect because he's my brother. Is that normal? Most girls think that about their brothers, don't they? Isn't this a lovely, lovely charm? Dion, you got some traits for us for the Scorpio? I love that. Let me give it a little polish. Look at all the silver that's on it. And I haven't even mentioned the gemstone. The brilliant and powerful Scorpio. Love and power. Is that, what's the gemstone? Is it a zircon?
It's aquamarine, according
to oh, it's an aquamarine. I was trying to read it and I couldn't. Oh, yeah, it's right at the bottom. Yeah, there you go. It's not on my screen, otherwise I would have read. I promise you it's not. It's just blank. I love the fact that you get amazing surface luster from this charm. And it's not just a Scorpio, it's also an M, I think. I think this is absolutely fantastic. So Scorpios are said to be absolutely fabulous. $9.95, but with a sting in their tail. Don't mess with them. Scorpios, are they messy or are they tidy? Beverly in Cardiff says, my mum is a Scorpio and definitely has a sting in her tail. I did that in a Cardiff accent, I'm sorry, can't help it. Beverly, yeah, it's true, they do, don't they, have a sting? Do you believe in this horoscope business? Do you jewellery makers? Let us know. James in Merseyside, hi all Zodiac, I was wondering, do you have Scorpio charm? Yes, here we go, Jim. It's here for you, with an aquamarine in it, which is a great gemstone for setting you off into life's journeys.
It's an astonishingly large pendant as well, isn't it? You know, I would
Yeah.
have expected at that price it would have been a quarter of the size, if not smaller, but it's they really are substantial.
That one's particularly large,
Just the
yeah.
one on a chain is just beautiful. It's just well balanced, isn't it?
Hi ladies, got this as my initial. Yeah, Michelle, I think so too. I think it's a great M initial. I might have that. Can I have it?
Well, you're not called Minnie, are you?
No, but Mia and Max for the
okay.
M.
Okay.
So that's what I was going to have, a tattoo with an M on it, but then I chickened out. Yeah, can you design me one? Like Mark Smith found a great design. Can you design me one, Kerry? Suzanne in Hart says, I'm a Scorpio. It takes a lot to lose my temper, but when I sting, I have no mercy. I always stand up for other people. Yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it, isn't it? That's the trait of a Scorpio. I quite like the sound of a Scorpio. I might marry one. Tracy in Somerset says, my ex is Scorpio. That is all I am saying.
Oh no.
It's not Jeremy Kyle. We're much better than that. Anita says, Scorpio, secretive, sexy, and loyal, but bear a grudge for life. Maybe I will marry a Scorpio. Lynn, yeah, that's a nice. I like that description. Scorpios are sounding good to me. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Very strong characters by the sounds of it. Well, as I say, my mum was a Scorpio, and she was probably the strongest woman I've ever come up against.
Oh, you wouldn't mess with her.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I love it. I love this. We're all getting so into our horoscopes. Lynn says, my wonderful dad was a Scorpio. He was a brilliant man, but yes, he did have a sting in his tail. Oh, I love this. Like, that's great, isn't it? So you could get the charm just for somebody else that you love that has that, you know? What about Libra? We haven't done Libra yet. We've got loads more texts. Bernadette in County Carlo says, I'm a Scorpio. I'm tidy, but yes, I do have a sting in my tail, but I'm a lovely person. I love this. I love that. Yeah, Scorpios are lovely and calm still, but then when they go. Oh, Aries. My Aries. We haven't done Aries and we haven't done Libra. Have we done everybody? Once we've done
What's
Aries,
that big
Libra.
long one? Saggy, something saggy?
Sagittarius, not saggy.
I'm not good with my words today, sorry.
Aries and Taurus are supposed to not get on, but I actually do get on with Aries. I'm not an Aries. My nephew and your twins, my nephew Frankie, whose birthday it was on the 1st of April, he's an Aries, one of my favourite people in the world.
That's lovely.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Aries the ram.
that's really, really lovely.
I really love that too. And that's red jasper.
Beautiful.
Everyone's getting all
It's
excited.
like
When are we going to do
jewellery.
squiggle?
You know squiggles when you sort of just squiggle when you're miles away and you squiggle on a piece
Yeah,
of paper.
doodling.
Doodle jewellery.
Yeah,
That's what it's like.
definitely.
I like
And it's
doodle.
super contemporary for the star signs and so much solid sterling silver. I love that you've got the gemstones in there as well. I love that these look so professional. Aries are quite calm, but they can lose their tempers. They can be very stubborn, but very loving.
That's Ruby. That's one
Yeah.
of the twins.
That's what their traits are. Aries are quite messy as well.
That's both of the twins.
Oh, we haven't done Pisces either yet. Oh, we've got so much to do. We better get a wriggle on, hadn't we? PIPK, for you know, it's going to be £9.95. You've got, get your traits in as your Aries. If I got you wrong, let me know. Tanya in West Midlands says, yay, this is my one. My birthday's the 10th of April. Oh, not long. Oh, here it goes. It takes a lot for me to lose my temper and I'm really messy. Yeah. That's it, isn't it? You can be stubborn, but not fiery. You're not fiery. Jill says, I am Aries. Very true, loving and stubborn. Yeah, you're loving and stubborn. I think I should start, maybe doing horoscopes right now. Vera in Cumbria, thank you. I've got one for my daughter's birthday, which is on the 11th of this month. Happy birthday to your daughter. In April, it's a great month to have a birthday. Most of the greats are born in April. You'd say so too, wouldn't you, Mike?
So, yeah.
I'm slightly concerned because this year my boyfriend's told me he's going to organise everything for my birthday. He couldn't even get himself home from Cardiff last night, so I'm now worried. 995 Beverly in Cardiff says, my children are both Aries and when they lived at home together they clashed every day. My son's favourite gem is Jasper. Get him one! This is perfect.
What? That's actually a really good point about the Jasper there, because that's the first time I've seen a gem set quality Jasper and it's glorious.
Yeah, it's gorgeous and I love that brick red that it is.
Absolutely glorious.
Deborah in Pennsylvania, where pencils are made, Aries lock horns with Capricorns. I was married to an Aries and I am a Capricorn, both stubborn. I like that I was married to it, yeah. Both stubborn. Lynn in Belfast, I'm Aries and my son is Taurus. We got on brilliantly, I think. Aries, you just described my sister to a T, says Amanda. Now let's have a look. We got another one. Antoinette in Cheshire. James, it's my birthday today. Yay! Happy birthday. This is your gems. This is your... Grab this for yourself. Your horoscope charm. I'm an Aries and it's my birthday today. I'm caring, creative, but so messy. Helen, Helen, yeah? Happy birthday. Jill in Bedfordshire says, Aries and Cancer, fire and water. Steamy. Ooh. Now, let's do the Pisces. I don't know much about Pisces. Who's a Pisces? Your sister's a Pisces. Now you've got a gorgeous amethyst. Apparently, we're hearing words like chilled, awesome, miserable. So Kerry's sister, and Kerry is saying she's miserable. Is she miserable, is she? Or grumpy? Can they be grumpy? No, she's quite nice. We have got for you the Pisces charm. Yeah, they're a water charm though, so a water sign, so calm. Yeah? Artistic as well. At one with themselves, £9.95. Have a look at this colour of amethyst. This is beautiful. Vanda, Pisces is a water sign, one of the strongest elements on earth, making us survivors as we fit ourselves into a situation. We're dreamers and optimists. I like that. Does that sound like your sister, Kez? That does sound exactly like her. Don't ever call me Kez. All right. Aquarians don't like being called shortened names. Zoe from Staff says, Pisces, messy, very crafty and creative, super loving. I love being one. Becky's quite creative or quite messy? Both. I can hear you, yeah. She just said. Don't have a sisterly scrap. My money's on Kez, if you do. Zoe from Staff says, oh, I've done that one. DBP K07 at £9.95 with that gorgeous amethyst. I'm a Capricorn and my sister is Pisces and she always hated me. Probably because she was the baby of the family till I was born. Oh, no, it was probably because you were a Capricorn. Marie in Derbyshire says, I'm a Pisces and we like to please everybody at times to our own detriment. Is that true? Kerry, is your sister always trying to please you? Even when you're being horrible to her?
She's laughing at
Kerry's going, no. Tracy says, very loyal but fiery tempers when pushed and artistic. I am March the 7th. Happy birthday on March the 7th. £9.95 at DBPK07. Catherine in bed says, Pisces are either drinkers or teetotalers. They are extreme. Oh, so they're one extreme to the other. So they're all or nothings. Which is it, Becky? Now let's go for Leo. My dad's a Leo. That's all I'm saying.
My dad's a Leo too.
Is your dad a Leo too? Do you get on with him all right?
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
We're both going to go meh to that, aren't we? I think you could only love a Leo if they were your child. Now, that was a complete joke. That was a joke. Now, which number am I in? I got it. Black spinel. Wow. For those Leos. That's quite fitting, actually, because Leos do like to pretend they're wonderful all the time, and black spinel likes to pretend it's a diamond. So I think that's quite fitting. Leos want full attention all the time. Leos want to be the boss. Leos can be show-offs, but they can be very loyal and they can be very protective, so they have great traits as well. Text us your good traits of Leos. We're talking about all the bad ones, aren't we? YVP K67, £9.95. Yeah, they can be very loyal. They're born leaders, and they don't like it when they don't lead. They get fed up and they leave if they're not in charge. YVP K67 is writing code. What about your experiences of your Leo father? Mikey, anything to add to that? No? Does it sound about right? Mike's just laying on the fence on this one.
Yeah. My dad.
We are very loyal, kind and kind-hearted. Ilse says, yeah, you are very loyal and kind-hearted, unless you're my dad. YVVK67, in which case you are neither of those things. Kerry just thought this wasn't Jeremy Kyle. 0800 644 655. Paula says, us Leos are awesome. Yeah, I like that. I like that, that's good. Leos are August, aren't they?
Yeah. My husband's birthday is the 24th of August, whereas I think he's on the cusp of Leo rising, because Leo finishes on the 23rd.
Yeah, so it's September to August, yeah. £9.95. Still loads we haven't done. Let's do Cancer next. Do I know anyone who has that? What's the birth gem? Here we go. So has this got a beautiful emerald? Beautiful emerald. Can you look up the dates of Cancer, please?
It's July.
July?
Sometime July, yeah.
Is it July? July the what? Do you know a Cancer then?
Yeah.
Who's a Cancer?
I'll just wait and see what you say first,
okay.
and then just to see.
Dion's going to look up the traits.
I know quite a few, actually.
June the 21st to July the 22nd. Go on then, what are the traits, Dion? £9.95 with a gorgeous emerald, and I love this. A true romantic.
It's beautiful.
A changeable
design.
nature.
Yeah.
Can appear eccentric at one moment, but sensitive the next.
No.
No.
Not that
She's
one.
saying not that bit,
not
the
the one
rest.
I'm thinking of now.
Who's a Cancer in your house?
It's just one of our best friends.
One of your best friends?
Yeah.
So this would be a good chance for you to get for them?
Yeah.
Jill says, June, July, my hubby is Cancerian, 25th of June. We want to know, Jill, what is he like? OKP K69, what is he like? £9.95. We want to know. Make sure you're grabbing yours quickly and checking out baskets. We don't have loads of each of these charms, and I think a lot of you are going without. Tanya says, Cancer, emotional, home-loving. Me, yay! Tanya, you need this.
Yeah, I've just remembered one of my brother's girls. He's got 4 girls, and Georgia, the third in line.
Third in line to the throne.
Yeah, she's very much like what you've just
Is she?
described. Very, yeah.
Emotional and home-loving.
Yes.
Oh, those Cancers sound like nice ones,
Yeah,
don't
lovely.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a Cancer. OKP K69. One more text. Kay in Staffordshire says, Cancer is end of June to July. They are very loving, extremely loyal, and want to mother everyone. Yeah, I like the sound of the Cancer. I do. Jill says, he talks a lot. He is a homebody, and he loves his family. Oh, I like that. He sounds lovely. He does. Now, hi girls, I'm Cancer and very home loving. I like to stay in my shell. Oh, Barbara, I quite like the sound of it. Bet you make good cakes. We are kind, says Amanda. Emotional, truthful and caring, but do not cross us. I'm not going to, because you sound too nice to cross. Dawny says, James Studio, my birthday is the 13th of July. We are very emotional and care deeply. Make friends for life. Yeah, I like that. I like the sounds of this. Suzanne in Hearts, my granddaughter and grandson are both Cancer and they are both sensitive with big hearts. Aww. Jean in Powers says, my ex is Cancer, messy, laid back and argumentative.
You always get the exceptions, Bruno,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, you do. My dad was the exception with the Leos, I think. Now, doopy-doo, doopy-doo. Where's Virgo? Let me find you. I can't count all of a sudden. I've lost the ability to count. Virgo, this is my daughter's birth gemstone. Virgos are neat and tidy. They're thinkers. They can be very sensitive one minute and not care at all the other minute. Mm-hmm. I like to say emotionally imbalanced.
Mm-hmm. You've just described my husband to a T.
Really?
Yeah.
Like they can care so much about something and then the next thing they just care nothing about. They're not like, what? Why did you care about that?
I know you can say something quite sort of, not devastating, but you can say something quite striking to him, and you think you'd get a reaction, and there isn't any.
Yeah. And then something else tips them over the edge.
Exactly.
I love a Virgo, though. I do love a Virgo.
Yeah, well,
my grandma's also a Virgo. She's quite mad. Mm-hmm. But very, very kind, very loyal.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is gorgeous.
Very faithful, even when things go bad, is in the description. Generous, willing to support and care for those. Yeah, they are very generous, actually. Mia would literally give me her last of anything. Mm-hmm. Very sweet, very kind. Actually, everybody says to me about my Virgo, my Mia, how kind and lovely and sweet she is. And she is. Unless I'm doing something embarrassing, like saying cray cray. Mm-hmm. She's like, don't ever say that again. You're with her on that, though, says Kerry. YRPK76, do you love a Virgo? If you do, grab this charm. £9.95. I think we should all get these for our friends. What do you reckon? Beverly in Cardiff, who still hasn't found Simon in Cardiff. This sign looks like an M and a D for Mum and Dad. I love you. It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Or managing director.
Yes.
Or Miss Dion. Yes, Dion. Jacqueline, you've got yours in the Shire. Emma and Joy, Gail, Louise, Ali. I want to get all of them because like everyone we're picking up, we're like finding someone we love with these.
That's what's interesting about them. You can see, so many people can see different things within those sort of hieroglyphic shapes.
Could be your favourite person. Oh, and you know what? It could be your initials in things. Exactly. It could be that you just love the symbol. Catherine in bed says, my father was a Virgo. He was very clean and tidy, and everything had to be in its place. Yeah, Virgos are tidy, aren't they? YRPK76, £9.95. Now I'm going to give you Libra. My mum is a Libra, and my boyfriend is a Libra. Oh, has it got peridot as well? Oh,
wow.
Libras cannot make their mind up. You put a Chinese restaurant menu in front of them, we're talking hours, and they will change their mind about 6,000 times.
What's the dates then for Libra?
Libra is October. What comes before October? September 21st to October the 22nd.
Okay.
My mum's October the 21st, my boyfriend's the 7th of
this is my daughter-in-law,
October.
actually, so interested to see.
Really kind, will do anything for anybody. Once they've found somebody that they love, they'll be loyal to them for the rest of their lives. And that's it. But they've got to find that person.
Right.
They won't take anyone being unfaithful or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Messy, creative, unbalanced, somebody's said. Yeah, maybe a little bit, yeah. Won't stand up for themselves, even when they should. Very indecisive, yeah, absolutely. Oh, my mum was a Libra, definitely indecisive. I miss her. Mwah, Jill. Yeah, Yeah, they just can't make up their minds. Zoe in Staffordshire said, my mum and eldest daughter are both Libra. Agree they cannot make up their minds, but live a very balanced life. Kind, loyal, caring. Yeah, definitely caring, definitely. Very kind. Very, very, very kind. Very kind-hearted. And they make good parents.
Yes. Well, you've hit the nail on the head
Never
there,
lose their tempers.
Yes.
Very rare that a Libra will lose their temper.
Yeah, that's my daughter-in-law. Absolutely.
Another text coming in. Oh, I haven't got that one. Let me see it there. Debbie in the Shire says, Libras always weighing things up. My mum and my hubby are dreadful at making up their minds in a restaurant. Lol, loyal and loving. Yeah, do you know what it is? They're really bad at making up their minds. Another one coming in. I am Libra, says Deborah, and I am unbalanced when it comes to buying too many beads from JewelleryMaker. You can't decide, so you just buy them all. Tanya says, my sister is a Libra, and she can't make up her mind. It's true, like everybody says it about Libras, don't they? They just cannot make their mind up, they're not sure. And you have to give them the facts really basically, because they get too confused because they think about it too much. So if I'm like, so we're going blah, 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 too much information, just give it to a Libra, plain and simple. They don't like you fussing loads of, like really fussing. I'm a Libra and a typical one, says Leanne from Bracelets and Bling. You need this, you need this. Debbie in the Shire says, my mum must be on the cusp of something if she's a Libra, but she argues. No, she can't argue, she's a Libran. They don't do arguing, they don't do aggression. She must be on the cusp. Loads of you buying this one. And you've got a beautiful peridot in the middle, which actually is the birth gemstone of August. So this would be a lovely one if you love, like this would be great for me because the Libra represents my mum and the peridot represents my daughter.
And it's a beautiful, pretty charm, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love
peridot.
how it houses the,
the
peridot.
Oh, and the actual design of it as well. Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
Love it, love it. Now, last one. Which one haven't we done? Sagittarius. Are you ready? All Oh, I really like this. You're going to want this anyway, whether you're Sagittarius or not.
What month is Sagittarius?
What month is Sagittarius?
Can't think what we haven't had.
She's looking there. She's looking. November the 22nd to December the 21st. Who's this? Your girlfriend. Right, we need all of the traits. Look at the charm, it's brilliant. Is your
Careful.
Look at these. I'm not giving you the.
Very careful.
Beautiful, wonderful. Yeah. Sagittarius. Look, it's an anchor.
That's gorgeous.
It's like an anchor. Is it supposed to be an anchor? I love it. I love that charm with a gorgeous citrine, the gemstone of happiness. Love it. Your Sagittarius charm, £9.95. Please text us in the traits of a Sagittarian. We want to know.
They can't do no wrong.
Optimistic, honest.
Always right.
Mike says they can't do no wrong. They're always right, are they?
Yeah.
Sagittarians.
Oh, no.
Always aiming high. Seek adventure, independence.
Very loyal.
Large-hearted. One of the Zodiac's most large-hearted signs. Is she very loving, your girlfriend? Mike's looking very...
Extremely loyal.
Extremely loyal.
Yeah,
that's what you want, Mike. I'd marry her if I were you. Okay. Are you going to? Yeah, you are going to, and you're going to have a child. My best friend is a Sagittarian. My best friend is Sagittarius, fiercely loyal and loving and protective. Would you agree with those? Fiercely loyal, loving, protective. Yeah, no one messes with their boyfriend, do they? CMP K23, £9.95. This is a lovely charm, isn't it?
It's beautiful. I can see, from all those descriptions, I can just see that upward pointing arrow, the only way is up sort of thing, with all those traits.
Yes, that's exactly what Linda just said. It is an arrow charm, yeah. It's an arrow, Jenny. Yeah, the only way is up for a Sagittarian. That's lovely, isn't it? I really like this. My son is Sagittarius, very laid back, kind-hearted, can have a temper, but not often. Not often. Debbie from Pennsylvania. Oh, no, that was that one. My one is very quiet, very laid back, loving, protective, etc. Jacqueline, you've got a good one there. Kiss them all the time. Most compatible with Capricorn in the entire zodiac. So you're a Taurus, though. This is the thing, what about when you put them together? Suzanne in Hertfordshire, my granddaughter is very brave and adventurous. Is your girlfriend very brave and adventurous?
She's been around the world.
She's been around the world. Yeah. I'm glad he put after that. Deborah says, my hobby is saggy baggy and also unbalanced when it comes to my jewellery making buying addiction. Yeah, but I'm supposed to not, my combination with Simon is supposed to be very bad. Taurus and Libra. We'll see.
Really?
We'll see. What's yours supposed to be? It's Taurus and Sagittarius. Tell us what it's like, please, out there. Donna in Greater Manchester, both my sons are Sagittarians, both kind-hearted, loving, but really pig-headed and argumentative, and I love them. Oh, as long as you love them. Paula, Sagittarius is the archer, the centaur with the bow and the arrow.
Excellent. Love that.
I kind of like this too. Yeah. I love these zodiac signs. I'm well into
fabulous.
This. I'm well into this. £9.95. This hour has gone like that. Super fast. 0800 644 if you're experiencing, at 655, if you're experiencing queues on the phone lines, please bear with it. Stick with it. It's so worth it. I think we've covered all the signs, haven't we? Because I don't want to have missed anyone out. I'm going to leave the that there. Now it's time for your star buy. I need to let you know there are only 30 chances for this strand. It's a AA graded strand of opal, and I think it's going to sell out straight away. You have to be fast with this one. 15 carats in the ovals that are going to create the perfect ring. I've already got the oval I want, the one in the middle, because that colour for me is perfect for a ring. I love these. Have you seen this colour? That colour in an opal there, where it's slightly cloudy, is very typical of the jeweller quality opal that has the diamonds around the outside, because people do tend to love going for that white background. And you've got it here as well. Can you see? Look at the pin fire. Every single opal will boast pin fire. That is how we can grade every single strand at a AA quality of grading. Look at the fire, look at the colour, look at the clarity, look at the glow. They are ticking every single box. My tassel fell off then. Look at these. I want to just set these into rings. I'm going to be selfish. I want to see these babies. They are so fiery. Now this is October's birth gemstone, said to be very, very lucky. So for all you Librans out there, and who else is in October, have a look at what you've got. Scorpios and Librans, just stunning. We've got a queue forming on the lines. Remember, how many did I have of these again? We only had 30. Is it brand new? Last 30 remaining from the opal showcase. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. I love it. Already queues. Now, AA graded is going to be more of a considered purchase. What are you going to do, Dion? Yeah, they're going under 50. So £34.95. Grab these now for a AA graded strand. You have got some brilliant prices today. You've had the most amazing price tags. Just such a stunning example of opal, and so many of you in for this one already. And you know that there's only 30, but already Leslie in Lancashire, Sue in Carmarthenshire, Collector in Surrey, Elsie in Surrey as well, Antoinette in Belfast, Ali, Collector in Essex. I've got a Lancashire, Sue in Carmarthenshire, Lynn in East Ridings of Yorkshire, Venetia, you've got yours. Queues on the phone lines, please stay exactly where you are. If we see Nicole in Florida, you've got yours. If we see multi-buyers, we will take us down into single figures, and once they're gone, they are gone. Definitely hold the line. What would you make out of such high-end ovals, Linda?
Well, you know, some time back in the show, we had the round connectors that you'd already got.
Yeah.
I would definitely use those. The ovals and rounds go beautifully together. So
intersperse them?
Literally three of the 5 spacers and 3 opals.
Look at the glow coming from the largest opal.
It's just
incredible.
I mean, those are standalone opals, really, aren't they?
So are.
They haven't been. I love faceting, don't get me wrong, I absolutely, because I love bling, but for an opal of that quality, just to be left polished and tumbled like that, it's just exquisite. It just
and there's something that feels very vintage about it, actually. Do you think? I don't know if it's the colours, the pinfire, something feels super vintage about this strand. And at $34.95, you're getting one of the best prices for a double A graded strand. Look at the quality. You're seeing so much pinfire. Angelique, make sure you check out baskets. Claire and Devon, you've got yours. Leslie of Lancashire, you've got yours. Venetia, check out your basket or you will miss out. Dimitri of Cardiff, opals go really well with it. Oh, do you know what, Dimitri? You know they work so well with them, don't they? Thank you so much for all your wonderful texts today, by the way. We've been having such a good crack with you today. $34.95. Brilliant price tag, exceptional strand. Well, I've got one that I can squeeze in very, 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 very quickly. Oh, I've got the most gorgeous citrine earrings for you. No, they're tangerine garnet. We don't get tangerine garnet. Do you know how expensive it is? Do you know what they thought that tangerine garnet was? And they thought it was Papradashka sapphire. I can't find my little gemstone grabber latte. And that's what I need, little grabby, right in front of me. I have got some tweezers, so we'll try it with that. You're gonna have to get really close. But you get the earring finding. Oh my gosh. There's only 30 of these earrings are stunning. They're stunning. So you play, oh look, oh, jewellery makers. Is that white topaz or diamonds? Oh my gosh, I love, look at that. It's that infinity sign. You've got 2 of the tangerine garnets, 2 of the earring findings, and you've got 3.5 carats. No, over that, 3.7 carats in your tangerine garnet. I love these, you need them. Look at the clarity. Maybe there's no gemstones in there. Wait there, it might just be the way the metal is actually. 12, I'd get that for one of these garnets alone. One of them. We never have, never have tangerine garnet.
I mean, just to add to that, how simple it is to floor set. You know, to gem set that stone into that earring finding is very, very
super
easy.
simple. And you know what? The great thing is you don't have to. You can use it for something else if you want to. Text message from Catherine said, going back to Capricorn, my daughter can't understand my addiction to Jewellery Maker, even though she plays online bingo. I started doing that and I had to stop because I was getting addictive. Yeah. Because my friend won £400. She went on it twice. So I thought, this is going to work. It didn't. $12.95. We've had such a blast with you today, Jewellery Makers, but the fun does not end there. Because Becky's coming up with, who's coming up with Bex? With a gorgeous Fleur. Can't wait to see Fleur. Linda and I have had such a good crack today.
It's been a fabulous show. I've really enjoyed it. I've loved the last hour with all of that
It's been brilliant
information. It's been great. Absolutely
Your
great.
designs today have been outstanding. I want you to know
I've
that.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Everybody's been texting in saying how great they were.
Thank you. We're
going to really enjoy seeing those on the Facebook page as well. So, and please get your pictures into the Wall of Fame if you're going to be doing any of your home decor with Linda. Of course, Home Decor Show will continue with Fleur today. I'm sure she's got some gorgeous chainmail for you. I've seen the bottles and the candles that she's done. She's bound to bring something fresh to the table when it comes to crafting and when it comes to mixing your jewellery making with your home decor genre. And you know what? There's such a fine line between crafts. You can really cross over. You know how we use crochet in different ways in jewellery, but also in clothing and all sorts of things. We got to go. We're going to hand you over to Becky. Thank you so much, Linda. Lots of love to you. I'll see you soon.
If you have a question or a query for Jewellery Maker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
We here at JewelleryMaker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with JewelleryMaker FIFO reviews.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the peach pearl, they're always stunning, and anybody can wear them. They're one of my favourites. You see them, don't you, in expensive jewellers, covered in diamonds. Diamond and pearls are the classic duo, and that's why I love pearls.
Pearls are always a huge seller on JewelleryMaker, and I think it's because there's a huge amount of emotional attachment to them. I think whatever walk of life you come from, whatever your age, you always associate pearls with maybe someone who's worn pearls before you, maybe your grandma, maybe your mum. So there's always that emotional attachment to pearls, and they can be classic, they can be contemporary, they can really be whatever you want them to be, and definitely one of my favourite gemstones.
Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome all to JewelleryMaker. What a fantastic day to be with you today, it really is. If you haven't met me before, by the way, my name is Rebecca Redican, it's lovely to meet you. You can call me Becky, and how would I describe myself? I am a quirky crafter. My director has just said weird. Weird, yes you're right, quirky was better, thank you. I've got a fantastic team with me here today. How can we, let's two-word everyone else. I am joined today by my tech op, and I would describe him as the stud muffin of the group. It's Michael. I've also got on board with me today the wonderful producer, who I could only describe as Ellie Goulding lover. It's my producer, Toby. There behind the directing desk, it is our cool radar. Whether we need to check something is cool or not, we go to her. It's director Kerry. Hello to you. I'm also joined today by my wonderful floor managers. Who's technically my floor manager today? There he is, it's Brother Pete. And I am joined today, oh yeah, look, pretending to be busy, Becky is also with us today. And I'm joined by a lady who I just couldn't describe in 2 words really. Maybe superhero hair jewellery extraordinaire, Fleur Hastings.
You're right.
Really good.
Very warm.
Yeah,
Very warm
super
superhero.
Warm. Yeah, a warmer, hot superhero today. How are you, wonderful?
I'm good, thank you.
What have we been doing?
Playing with metal sheet.
Yes.
It's my second favourite thing other than chainmail. So yeah, that's what I've been doing all week.
All week you've
All
been,
week.
and you can tell because your pieces are astonishing. Metal sheet, for people who've never tried it before, we're going to be going through everything you need, aren't we?
Yeah, everything you need. And it's not scary, it is simple because I can do it.
The thing is, I think certain jewellery mediums seem scary
Yeah.
before you try them.
Yeah.
Chainmail, I always thought, scary. But actually, no, it's quite a nice methodical thing to get into.
Yeah.
Same with the likes of your wire work.
Yeah.
That for me, when I saw these pieces, just thought I'd never be able to do that. But actually, once you try it, metal sheet the same.
Exactly the same. You know, the piece that we're going to do is broken down into three parts. That's all all that you need to cut out really is 3 different elements to make a big structural piece of copper. Oh, it's not jewellery, it's a home decor.
Home decor, of course. And really beautiful pieces you've created.
Thank you. I love them.
I can't wait to show you them all.
I better put one there, haven't I?
You better have, yeah. We have got mixed medium though today.
Yes.
So what are we looking at in the second kit?
Resin. Lovely, beautiful resin and some chainmail as well. So there's jump rings but predominantly resin for the second kit, and some different techniques that you may not have had a little go with before, which is very easy. And again, it's not scary. It's just once you've weighed the resin out, then it is just playtime.
It's just playtime, fun time.
Yeah.
We've got loads of treats for you today. We really, really do. I've got this stunning strand of cashew pearls coming up for you. Black cashew pearls coming up at 2:30 for you. It's just an exquisite strand. We don't get the cashew pearls on that often at all. It is quite a high cost pearl to get your hands on, but we've managed to get our hands on it today, and I've got to say it is exceptional. Coming up approximately 2:30, but don't hold us to that. It might be a few minutes before, might be a few minutes after. So do stay tuned for that, because you could just see that pearl essence, can't you? Just banding away there. It is absolutely exceptional. Look at it. I've also got for you a really decent amount of sterling silver in the show today. I've got jump rings, mammoth amount in loads of different colours, textures, feels, and I've got just loads of goodies in the kits as well. I mean, you're all looking at the bare copper. I've got loads coming up for all of your jewellery making desires. Let's get started though, shall we? Let's dive on in there, because we've got so much to bring to you today. It's going to be some kind of real quick treats. First things first, I'm going to come up with something quite unusual. I'm bringing to you black spinel, but not your everyday black spinel. Not your everyday black spinel, that is it. When we think black spinel, you think really, really high-end polish upon it. But actually what we've gone with here is we've gone for the sort of natural, almost untampered beauty of this black spinel. You can see you've got that matte look to it. Now that matte look is not a coating, I need to just let you know. It's not a coating. We haven't mattified this. It's totally and absolutely natural. The only thing that's different with this is we've actually left some of that open, almost druzy effect detail. You'll be able to see spangling away here. But also what we've done with this is we've not highly polished it to the sheen you would normally get. I think that's perfect if you want to do your unisex pieces, because it still gives you that really unique and individual kind of sparkle of those druzy-like, almost diamond-like elements. You know, when you get a kind of rough-looking diamond, it's almost that kind of shine and sparkle, isn't it? Okay, I've just been told I'm heading towards my last chance saloon on this already, which worries me, because I know that we don't see pieces like this very often at all. It's going to be great for all of your mates, for ladies or gents. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, that's why so many people have treated themselves to this already. The size on these, the individual value for each of these is phenomenal. Usually when I'm bringing you spinels, I'm bringing you kind of around the, sometimes tiny, dainty, you know, your 2-3 mils, sometimes a little bit larger, averaging about sort of a 5 to 6 mil. These are up to a 9 mil. In each size of these. They're going to be perfect for working alongside so many of your different gemstones, so many of your different pieces of jewellery. And actually I think because they're not too imposing, but they're still a genuine gemstone, they're not going to fight for attention. They're going to demand attention of their own accord, but they're not going to fight against anything else that maybe you've got that is kind of beautiful and high shine. They're going to be great, I would say, with pearls. If I would put them with this, it's going to be great with white pearls as well. I think we've got some white pearls coming up for you today. And they're going to go great with white pearls, but They work really nicely with this pairing, don't they? Probably because of that juxtaposition. Neither of them are high shine sparkle, which almost brings out the pearlescence even more in these stunning keshis. Coming up for you a little bit later. I am in my last chance saloon officially, so you've got to come in and get your hands on these whilst you can. Last chance saloon is 30 or less here at Jewellery Maker, so if you want to come in and get your hands on them, then absolutely feel free to do so. Very important that you do it as quick as a flash. These are stunning, aren't they?
They are absolutely beautiful. I've got a strand very similar to those, and I use them with a bare copper because you can get a nice glint with the steel wool on bare copper, and it looks really nice.
Oh, that's a lovely idea.
Yeah,
really like that. Okay, everybody, last few now. That's it. Now, I know what you lot are like, and I know that you and I have a lot in common when it comes to creativity, and I'm a massive creative. I get achy bones if I don't craft for a while, properly. I mean, they ache, they hurt, they feel all like me. It's horrible. I'm feeling like I need to craft today, and tonight when I get home probably. So I'm going to dive straight into the kit if that's all right for you. I know normally we'll come to it about 1:15, but I'm so in the mood to learn and learn today. So let's get started, shall we? Hello, Saw. I've not seen you in absolutely ages. That's coming up later, so perfect for everyone to get started with, or if you need a top up. Okie pokely, let's pull this over here and let's talk about exactly what we're getting. Mammoth amounts of goodies and treats in here for you. Starting off with the thing you're known for most probably, the jump rings. Now talk to us about how jump rings and metal like this kind of play in together.
Well, you always need jump rings to attach whatever you're making together. So they are a mechanics of any part of jewellery or any part of home decor really that you're using. So they're fabulous to add in your chain, so you can make your chain. If you want to do a simple pendant with a copper sheet, you can make a beautiful chain with your chainmail. But like I say, you know, just basically linking things together. Yeah. And that's what they're needed for mainly.
So they're an integral kind of component to hold everything together, essentially. Yeah. So what we've got here is genuine bare copper jump rings. We'll talk more about what bare copper means soon, because it sounds like, I don't know, either a rapper or someone off of the Jungle Book, but it's not. We'll talk about that more later. I've got the 5mm bare copper jump rings here and the 7mm I showed you earlier, 100 of each of those. You then get these spacers, which I know you lot are just going to love and adore. 500 of these, 2mm they are, and yes, they also are bare copper that we've got here for you. Very, very important to be able, I would say, in a kit like this. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen it that often before in a kit like this, but it's something I would look for. All of the components we've got in here are the bare copper. Yep. I've seen bare copper sheet with bare copper wire and then maybe copper coloured jump rings. Very, very different indeed. And we'll talk about that more very shortly. Bringing to you the wire now, again, bare copper wire. There's already people absolutely flying in for this, by the way. Flying in. You've got to be as quick as a dart on this. I've got for you the bare copper wire. You've got a 0.8 and a 0.4 here, and they're 10 metres on each, so 20 metres worth in total. Really, really beautiful feel to those. And then finally, the bare copper sheet. Now, you get loads. I'll be honest, I've only done one before in a kit. That's it.
And there's one in there that I don't think we've ever seen before.
No, I have not seen this before. Can you see the difference? Oh, they are phenomenal. So, long story short, what are these? These are your bare copper sheet, okay? So you've got here, they're 6 inches by 6, as you can see, square pieces. There's a 0.5 and a 0.6 in the usual one we're used to seeing. And then you've got the brushed detail on the 0.6. Now talk to us about this. It's stunning.
It really is. So anybody that's a little bit frightened to texture their metal to start with, then this is perfect because it's already got a texture on there. So it will take your liver of sulphurs or whatever patina you're putting on there. It will create a beautiful texture without even doing anything to it.
That's beautiful. Working in the same way though.
Yeah, exactly the same way.
Now, bare copper, we've got bare copper galore in this section. Talk to us about what bare copper is in comparison to maybe the likes of our copper coloured wire.
So bare copper is copper in its raw form. It will, it has no coatings on it. It doesn't have anything done to it. It's literally raw copper made into sheets, wire and jump rings, so which means it will age over time. Now we can speed up the aging process, we can colour bare copper. You can also put resin onto bare copper as well. It's very simple to clean. A lot of people will worry about it going green or black on their arms. You can coat it with something like a Renaissance wax, which we've done before, or a Swelligant sealant. So if you don't want it to age anymore, you can seal it. But also, I mean, we don't talk about the sort of health benefits, but it has been known that people wear copper bracelets for different reasons.
Yeah.
So there is that element to it as well. It's such a fabulous medium to work, because like I say, it looks bare copper there, but you can change it, the colour of it, into so much more, and it's very malleable. It's really soft and workable, so you can hammer it. You don't need to be Jeff Capes, really strong He-Man to...
Jeff Capes?
Jeff Capes.
Jeff Capes.
Do you know Jeff
Strong man
Capes?
of the 80s.
Strong man. Sorry, I just heard Jaffa Cakes. I was like, you don't have to be a Jaffa Cake.
You don't have to be a Jaffa Cake, no. You don't have to be one of them either. You don't have to be really strong to use it. It's very malleable, it's very easy to work. And if you're wanting to learn how to saw pieces out, it's the perfect gauge to saw your pieces out, to use your saw with.
Fantastic, and we have got that saw for you coming up. I've then got 2 strands of genuine gemstones here as well. That black spinel, which is just stunning, highly faceted. They go great actually as a juxtaposition with the high shine effect to that more matted look with the ruff we had on just before. Of this strand, you're getting around about 2x1 on those faceted rondelles, and then you've got that peridot, really bright, lovely green, not too acidic. Sometimes you get very, very limey peridot. This is quite a subdued peridot in its form, which I think is really pretty and goes very well with the Pantone colours we've got. You know, the lint Pantone colour. It goes really, really well with that. So of those ones, again, you've got around about a 3x2 from a 2x1, so there is a graduation on that strand. The price point of this is going to knock your socks off. I've already got loads of people calling through for this. Your price point today for all of it is going to roll down. Now, that's the price point you should be paying were you to be able to go on our website right now and buy all of it. Your price point today, just £31.95. Now, I have seen the individual copper sheets themselves selling for close to the £10 mark for this size, and upwards, So realistically, to be able to get mammoth 100 bare copper jump rings in the 7mm, 100 bare copper jump rings in the 5mm, all of those 500 of these bare copper spacers, those 20 metres worth of that bare copper wire in the 0.8, the 0.4, those 2 strands of genuine gemstones, and all 3 sheets of this copper in the different thicknesses, but also with the different effects. I think that is very, very special indeed, don't you?
It's an amazing price. Because with the bare copper as well, I've made my own head pins with the 0.4 to put the peridot and the black spinel and the bare copper beads on, and it's very simple to do, and hopefully we're going to get a little VT of it. It takes seconds with like a creme brulee torch.
Yes.
If you've got the VersaFlame or the Stingray that we do on the website, if you've got one of those, you can make your own head pins with bare copper.
Which is phenomenal, isn't it? Honestly, wait till you see this. You ready? Copper is huge in home decor at the moment. Most is copper coloured though. Actually, copper pieces can cost a small fortune, says Michelle. You're right, because I know a lot of people, including the likes of Alison Tarry, save all the little odds and ends of her copper wire, puts it in a pot, and then actually goes to essentially sell it on.
Yeah, you can do, definitely.
Because it is a high-end medium. That's actually one of the reasons you get a lot of, you know, these recycle your mobile phone and things like that. A lot of the reason that they pay you for those is because they take out elements such as the copper to be reused and to be sold on. I'm just looking at the amount of components we've got here. Now, I'm not counting individual components. I'm counting this, you know, the wire as individuals. I've got 10 components here in total. That means about £3.20 per component. This is bare copper, £3.20, even just for the strands alone, but £3.20 for a whole sheet.
You wouldn't be able to get it for £3.20 anywhere. And I've looked everywhere. I've looked at metal fabricators, roofing specialists, you know, that do the copper roofs. You can't buy it for that price. And this is manageable sizes to cut as well, so it's manageable pieces to work with. You know, before JewelleryMaker, I was buying like what I could get hold of, and they were like unmanageable. I'd have to use a hacksaw to take sections off that I could then manage into a piece that my saw could cope with.
Yeah. And sometimes you get really weird offcuts, odds and ends, don't you? A bit like you would if you're buying your leather as well. I'm just thinking, the 0.8 at £3.20, you couldn't buy the normal 0.8 wire, but this, way more expensive to make.
Yeah. And I mean, 0.8 and 0.4 are great for weaving. You can use it as a structural wire, and you can use it as a weaving wire with your 0.4, because you can hammer this and it will hammer beautifully, and it will, what it does in effect is dents down the molecules inside the copper and makes it more work hardened, because it is a softer metal to work with, because it's had no coatings at all.
Yeah. Well done everyone who's getting this. I've got over 15 in baskets already, and there are people waiting on the phone lines. We'll be with you as soon as possible. Don't worry, we will try and get with you. I've got lots of other treats coming up for you in this time, but if you want your bare copper sheets, the only opportunity you've got today. I have got some more wire coming up in the thicker gauges, so if you want a real big range of your bare copper wire, you're in the right place. But also I have got the likes of the saw and the saw blade coming up, and loads of added extras. So do stay tuned, because we've not only got a great selection of deals in the medium, we don't get to see that often, but we've got Fleur with us for some free inspiration.
I'm just looking to make sure my husband's got me mine.
Are you treating yourself to one?
Yeah, well, more than one, and I've got to get Claire one as well.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I love how you will just, okay, how many are we getting each?
Yeah.
Come on. Tell us a little bit about your inspiration with these, please.
I've always loved like Mad March hairs. I've always adored them, and I always wanted a big bronze in them, but I've never been able to afford anything like that. So I thought, as soon as the home accessories show came up, I asked Pip if I could make a mobile, and I think he thought I was a bit crazy to start with. And he said, what would you need? And I just said a couple of copper sheets and some bare copper wire, and that would be it.
Yeah.
And it is this, it's so lovely to make something from scratch. And like I say, I've not used anything else in the kit that's apart from the heavier gauge wire that's in the second part. I've not used anything else. So like I said, I've used my own made my own head pins and everything, and it's just a lovely, I just love it, because you can actually see things forming, and you can, if you didn't want to do the hairs, you could take the hairs off the bottom and you could pop some gemstones on the bottom. You know, you don't have to do what I've done here. If you're not into sawing your metal sheets out, you can just do big discs and just dome them and colour them, because the other section, the other hair, which is like to go on in your window, if you like, that's been coloured with the heat. So that's just a VersaFlame that's been passed over and heated, and it makes these beautiful iridescent colours that you can make with the heat. So that's nothing other than, there's no liver of sulphur, nothing.
No. Sue, fantastic. Dancing hair, so gorgeous, Fleur.
Thank you.
It really is, isn't it? It's magical, it's mystical, it's just stunning. And we've got loads to get through today. So let's dive on in, shall we, crafters? Let's get going. Where are we starting off, please, Fleur?
So we're going to start with how we map out what we're going to do, because we want to make the most of our metal sheet, and because it is precious, you know, we want to use as much of it, want to use every single part of it as we possibly can, and you can actually make one whole mobile out of one sheet. I've just wanted the hairs in the brushed copper. That's why I've used the hairs, and I'll show you how which is why it's this size in particular.
Okay.
So the top section, you can just see there, sorry, that was a horrible noise. The top section is just across.
Right.
So you can see I've got 4 spaces there where each little hair then sits in place. So I've got one cross section, 4 little dancing hairs, and then in the little place on the dancing hair, if I just pop that down, this little disc has come out of the waist from the hair.
Corner. Brilliant.
So you only need one sheet, so you can make it more elaborate if you want, or if you want to just do 4 little sections, that's all you're going to need. So the way that I work with my metal sheet is I always cover it in a piece of graph paper, and I've said this a few times before, and the reason I use graph paper other than plain paper is I can actually use the lines, because I'm not very good at like making straight lines.
Oh no,
But with a graph paper, the lines are already there for me. So
Easy.
you can, first thing you do is you create your cross and you cut that out. Now you can cut that out with your metal shears. So we've got 2 types of metal shears. We do these ones that they've been on in the week as well, so the really large heavy duty shears, or the one that comes in the large stamping kit, which are the French shears with the blue handles. So these cut through, if I just I'll just cut a little section of this. You can see they cut straight through really, really easily.
It's just like
you don't need,
cutting normally.
Yeah, you don't need any pressure really, and you can sort of like just cut yourself little squares. So if I just cut there a little square, so it's not very straight because I didn't put a mark on it, but if I wanted to, rather than do the hairs, I could just put little diamonds like that on the bottom rather than cutting a hair. So if you want to do the mobile and you're not quite sure about doing the piercing with the saw, just cut little squares and then just patina them or make marks on them with your hammers, whatever.
Pretty.
So it's that easy to cut, and it's although it looks quite scary because it looks quite a big piece of
artwork.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Well, it is.
It's not really that difficult at all.
No.
So
do give it a go.
Do give it a go, yeah. And then we need one cross section, and then we just need 4 little sections with our hair on. So we're going to show you how to set your saw up, and how to cut discs. And this is just a basic 1-in-1 chain that we've used just to hang it up.
Okay.
Now, I didn't plan this as I was making it. I sort of like planned it as I was going along.
Okay.
And I did do something really silly. I was feeling very happy with myself that I'd cut all my hairs out and attached it all. And when I hung it up, they all went upside down.
Okay.
So yeah, we had a few moments where they weren't alive. So we have to sort of like look at what kind of shapes you're making and how it's going to hang. But we can talk about that as we get to that stage.
Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so the first thing we need to do is just talk about how to set the saw up.
The saw. Now, this, can I just say, we don't actually have the blades to show you, but Fleur has the blades. We'll talk all about it and we'll bring them on. This is one of those pieces of equipment I have not seen since we've been in this studio. So what, November? Before then, when we were last in our studio, I haven't seen it in absolutely ages. It was September actually, wasn't it? Yeah. I haven't seen this in yonks. The saw blade is fantastic and the saw itself is obviously much needed. Now, when we're talking about sawing, do not think you go pop into your garage and get out that toolbox and use your normal saw. Yeah. This is specifically professional jewellery making design feature, isn't it?
It's a German saw as well, so it's really well made. It's, like you say, specifically made for jewellery, and it's weighted so beautifully.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's the one that I always use for everything as well. So there's, like every tools, there's lots and lots of different saws out there. This for me is one of the best ones because it's got an adjustable blade length. So if you do snap a blade, which you will do, you'll go through quite a few blades, you can adjust it.
So if you've got your large blade in here, something happens and it snaps at this point, you don't have to then throw that blade away. You can just change the handle, tighten it back up the right way, and then you're ready and raring to go and you can use the rest of it. This is the saw blade, the saw base, sorry. I've got the saw blades coming up, professionally designed for jewellery making. This is going to last and last and last. You only really need one of these.
Yeah, oh yeah.
One of them once and you're done. Your price point today on this, ladies and gentlemen, that already is beating some of the prices I saw on the website, but online, sorry. But I saw one price online. I thought, could we beat that? Do you think? And we have. £5.95 we've just reduced this in price to. See, this is the great thing about it. We brought you that kit in an amazing price. And do you know what? With this is the type of saw we don't just use for your metal. If you've been getting into chainmail and you want to save money by making your own jump rings, by cutting jump rings that are in the perfect colour for you or thickness or whatever, you use this, don't you?
And Perspex. I know Hannah Oxbury and Laura now are getting into Perspex. Hannah's been doing Perspex for a long time. They love, and this is exactly the same saw blade. And it's just exactly the same blades that you use as well for everything that you need. But yeah, for cutting your jump rings, this is what you need for your professional saw cut finish.
It really is. And like you say, you know, I've seen you use it with jump rings and with all these different mediums. It's not just a one medium. This is crossing so many different borders. And it really is a time-saving piece. And I always thought, when I saw the shears first, shears obviously are going to be easier, but actually, I remember Gemma Crow saying to me, so the shears are great, but for certain shapes, you have to have the saw.
Yeah, you do. And for me, I can cut out quicker with a saw than I can with the shears, because I can get, because with the saw blade, you can use it for 3 inches, because it's a 3-inch deep saw. Yeah. So you can get 3 inches worth of metal in there before you get stuck. With the shears, you have to cut halfway and then snip a little bit more and a little bit more. So once you get used to using your saw and it becoming like your chainmail, you know, your pliers, once they become part of how you're going to work, it's really easy to use.
Really
and like
simple.
I say, cut in circles, cut in triangles, shapes like the hairs, whatever, even if it's just jump rings, this is what you need.
Yeah. Cutting in circles, cutting concentric smooth circles with shears, I've been told almost impossible.
No, what you have
actually.
to do is you have to cut triangles around it and then try and bend
Smooth
it
off.
because the blades won't move.
But with this, it's just a...
Yeah, you just saw away and it is very, very quick.
I'm bringing you the saw blades now. Now these ones are obviously Fleur's, so they have been used.
Yeah.
But this is the pack that you'll be getting. These are the ones that fit into this. Like I say, if these snap for any reason, you can kind of reduce the size of your blade, your saw, and use the ends of the blades. You're getting a big pack of these. 24 you get. These are the different sizes, and they're for different mediums, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. So the 1/0 is the thickest blade, and it denotes how many teeth are on the actual saw blade itself. So with a metal that's 0.5 or 0.6 millimeters thick, like what we've got in the kit, we always use the number 2 and the number 3 blades.
Yeah.
And that gives us at least 3 teeth on the metal at any one time.
Brilliant.
So the thinner blades, the 0.4, the 4, 5 and 6, they're if you're wanting to cut like a 0.6 wire into jump rings, really small jump rings, so it takes out the minimal amount of gap as well.
Brilliant.
And you 0.8 wire. So you know, you can go down. So the thinner the blade that you use in comparison to your sheet, the finer the cut line and the less likely you have to then to do all the filing and everything. But the number 3 is the lowest that I would go for a 0.6 metal sheet.
Which obviously we've got in the kit, but we also had the 0.5 in there as well. You don't just get one of each, like I say, you have 24, so you have a selection of each. So don't worry if you do use the 3 and maybe you just learn and it does snap, you've got a few more of those left over as well. In fact, look how many you get.
So when they come, so this is, you get 2 packs and each pack's got 12 in there, like Becky said. And when they come, they come wrapped in a very, very fine, if you can see that really fine piece of wire there. So they come all wrapped together. And all you need to do is just unwrap half of it and then just take out one blade at a time and add it into your saw blade.
Do you know what? I remember talking about this ages ago. There's actually 24 of each size,
in each
isn't there?
size, yes. Yeah.
I remember this now. I've looked at it. 24 pieces. There isn't actually 24 blades. There's 24 of each size,
on each
isn't there?
size, yeah. So you get 24. So each pack of, and this is a traditional pack of blades, wherever you buy blades from, each pack has 12 in there. And then you get 2 packs within each one. So if we take out that one, you can see.
You'll be able to see. They do come oiled as well, just to forewarn you when you get them.
Take that one out and it's stuck.
It's the stuck one. But you get the 2 packs. You know, that would have been 1 pack, and then we've got the other pack there.
Yeah.
In total, blades, you get 144. 144 blades you get in total, because there's 24 of each size. Your price point today for 144 saw blades, £5.95. It's working out pennies for a blade, isn't it?
Do you know how much I used to pay for 12?
Fill me in. For 12?
About £5 for 12.
For 12? So to get 144...
And you only buy one size. So if I needed a number 3. They call them aughts, but it's 3.0, so 3/0. If I needed the 3s and the 2s, I'd have to buy 12 of the 3, 12 of the 2, and it was about, like I say, with the postage and packaging, £5 for 12.
144 approximately in this. Just a great deal. Don't forget, you can get the saw blade. These fit these perfectly, and we'll show you exactly how to fit them in now. You do have to be quick off the mark for them though, because we are getting low in stock of both. Okay, how do we set it up, Fleur?
So when you get your saw blade, it's obviously got teeth just on one side, and I get quite a few messages when I've done like a copper show saying my saw blade isn't cutting. It tends to be because you've got the wrong side facing upwards, and it's a mistake that everybody makes. So what you're going to look for, you can hardly see the teeth on it at all, but what you can do is run your finger along it and you'll feel the teeth.
Yeah.
So what you're looking for when you set your saw blade up, sorry, I've got a black dress on. What you're looking for is your teeth to face backwards. So if I was to use my saw, like this, I need the teeth facing the handle. So as I run my finger down, it's smooth. As I run it back, it jags a little bit, and it's not going to cut you. It's not that sharp.
No.
I wouldn't suggest you leave them around children and things like that, because children can find all sorts of ways of hurting themselves. But when you run your finger down, the teeth are smooth. When you run it back, the teeth are jagged. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop it into this bottom section of our saw, okay? So we're just going to use that wing nut just to tighten it up. And as you can see, as I just put that one in there, it's just twisted a little bit, so just take it out. And this is the bit that takes the time. Once you've got your saw blade in, and what I tend to do is rest it on the desk. It's a bit slippy on here. Becky, could I just ask you to hold it?
Of course.
Thank you.
It's all right.
So we're going to pop our blade in, tighten it down, make sure that our blade's right, and then we're going to pop it into the other end. Now, what we need to do now, this is really loose, okay? So what we need to do now is put tension onto here. And the way that we do that, if I move back, if I put tension on there, undo that saw blade, and just make sure that each time you tighten it up, sorry, it's very difficult to see it, isn't it? You tighten it up, we're going to keep it. And then just undo this one and make sure, you see now?
Yeah, you can hear that. That's how taut it is.
Can you hear now it's nice and taut? So as I tighten that up now, can you hear that?
Yeah.
So that now, I now know that I can saw with this blade. Okay. So as I've done that though, I've just spun that blade around. I'm really sorry.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. So, just to let you know, low stock opportunity now on this saw and the blades, ladies and gentlemen. Names have gone off the screen for a second time on the saw blade, so you have to be as quick as a whippet to get your hands on them. In particular, as that deal for around 144 is astonishing, so do be very quick off the mark. And just to let you know, keen-eyed amongst you will have noticed these. These are coming up for you in a moment or three, so do stay tuned.
So my saw now is already set up.
Yeah.
So I've got that nice. Now I've got this bit of a contraption just to show you how you're going to use your bench peg, because we need something to saw against. Okay. So this is just a vise that I've got. I'm going to put that down because I'm petrified of it coming undone and hitting the tile. Yeah. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to put that little cloth underneath there. So what I've got here is just a bench peg set up. So hopefully you'll be able to see it on the overhead. Now when you get your bench peg, I think we've got some on the website. It comes as a square block of wood. And what I've done, you can't see it there, can you? Let me just reposition it.
That's all right. It's all right. Director Cool Radar Kerry is working on the camera. I can see it zooming in now, zooming out. It's
I'm
moved
not looking
a bit.
because you got Claire last time with looking.
Oh yeah, I did.
Is that? Can you be able to see this bit?
Is that better? No, it's not, is it?
Yeah. Do you want me to move it up a little bit more?
Squidge it back a little bit. And then Cool Radar Kerry, Director Kerry, the one who you go to if you need to check if things are cool or not. The one who you say, Anne, you know, it is bang on tread now. And she always says, I'll be the judge of that.
So is that okay now?
Oh, no, you've moved it the wrong way, I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest with you.
We'll get it right in a minute. So
That's
right
it.
at the back.
Yeah, that's it, you got it. Yeah, we can see it now, apparently.
Yay, good.
Fab.
So I've got my bench peg set up. And like I say, when it comes to you, this section here will be, this bit here won't be actually cut out. So all you need to do is get someone just to drill a hole and then just cut a wedge out of it. And the way that we need a wedge in it is just so that when we pop our piece of metal onto there, we can now cut into the shape.
Got you.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So let me just make sure that that's as tight as I can get it.
So don't forget, you get the 3 sheets of your metal sheet. We were saying earlier that with the metal sheet you can actually make just from one metal sheet a full mobile like this one. So you know, you could make 3 out of this kit. You'd have to be quite quick on that kit again because loads of people treat themselves to it. It's coming back on your screen now because those blades are nearly gone.
Okay, so when you actually mapping out where you want to cut, you need to only make sure you've got a piece of metal that will fit inside your saw blade. So if I could just show you like that, I know now that I can saw all the way around this piece because it fits in that gap. Yeah. So if you wanted to make a bigger piece, you have to do it in like slightly more sections. It's a bit more difficult. So if it's your first time having a go, choose a shape that will fit, a small enough shape that will fit into there. Okay, so now to actually start your sawing, what we need to do is make a nice little cut in the metal. So I'm just going to put my thumb there, and you can see I know it's a horrible noise. And what I'm looking at doing is keeping the saw absolutely vertical, okay? And I'm just letting the saw do all the work. So I'm not actually putting any pressure on this, and my hand is very, very loose. This is a really good level to saw at. And what you do is, instead of moving the saw when you get to your shape, you move your metal, okay? So I won't do all of it because I know it's not a very nice noise, but you can see how quickly I can now keep to that line. It's on my eye level, and all I'm doing is to go around that curve is I'm moving the metal, okay? So you can see that there. You can see how quickly we can get to that metal. Now, I'm not going to turn a corner. I'm not going to follow all the way around. I'm just going to show you how to turn a corner, if you like. So when we want to turn a corner and go into one of these little sections here that's quite tight, what we need to do is we need to saw up and down really fast in one place and turn the metal. And as you can see, I've not actually created a hole in that piece now. It's just following the line through, and that's just to show you how you can create a curve when you get to a piece where you need to turn your blade. So I'm just going to turn back again a little bit. So I just saw up and down in the same place and turn my metal, and you can see how quickly you can actually saw through your piece of metal. So it's very, very quick. So I won't do any more because I know it's a horrible noise. But all you need to do is just very slowly, take it nice and slowly when you're starting, very slowly, just work your way around your piece, cutting it out. If you're a little bit off of the line, it doesn't matter because we can file it down at the end of it.
Okay,
so
brilliant.
we can file down. And what you need to do is, I'll just take this off of here, if I can, because you don't want that great big piece of contraption in the way. That's taking the whole tile with me now.
Well done, you did not snap it. I know you were worried about it yesterday.
I was really worried about the tile because it did the suction thing released on my table at home, and I've got a really nice dent.
Groove in it.
Yes. So you carry on going all the way around your shape, and it will then just pop out.
Yeah.
You've then got a negative and a positive section, if you like.
Yeah.
Now, this is quite an easy shape to cut out because it hasn't got that many ins and outs. If you want to practice your sawing, what I'd suggest to do is draw a wiggly line on a piece of paper, on a scrap piece of copper,
metal, yeah.
and then just practice doing your wiggly lines, your straight lines, your circles, and that's all you need to do. But don't be frightened of it. If I was to cut that out, it'd probably take me about 5-10 minutes to cut that whole piece out.
That's good.
So it doesn't take very long. If you were going to try and do that with your shears, it would take a lot longer.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we need to do now is, we need 4 of those. I'll pop that back on there. We've already cut out our cross. So our cross was very easy. You're just going to literally cut out those sections. Now, the centre section of each of the little pieces of the dangly bits, if you like, these bits, we've got a little dome, a little disc of metal that we've cut out, okay? And what we use to actually make this little dome of metal is a disc cutter.
Hello, my friend. This is your disc cutter. Now, this, when we got this in, I remember I launched it with Gemma Crow, and she told me how much she paid for her original one. It's not a cheap piece of equipment, is it, Fleur?
No, about £30–40 you can expect to pay. I think I paid about 45 for mine.
Yeah, Gemma Crow said she looked and looked and looked and searched around for hers, and it was £40, and it wasn't as good a quality as this. It didn't have things like the sizes on, and it wasn't as smooth an action as ours.
No.
The quality of this is exceptional, isn't it?
Absolutely exceptional, yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. It cuts so cleanly, and you wouldn't think that a little peg like this would be able to pierce through a metal sheet, and I have actually cut through a 0.8 metal sheet with these, and it goes through it like butter as well.
Slides through it.
And again, you don't need to be He-Man to do it. You don't have to be a strong man or a strong woman to force this peg through to cut the metal. It works on this being the cutting section.
Even though it's not sharp?
It's not sharp. Oh no, it's not sharp at all. It's not sharp. But when you get these home, a lot of people get confused which end they can actually cut with.
Yeah.
So when you get them, they've got a little step on the actual peg. Now the top end is nice and beveled. Can you see it's all rounded?
Yeah, I see.
And then the bottom edge is completely flat and clean. Now this must stay nice and clean. If this has got any marks on it, the marks will come out onto your copper.
Got you.
So it's a little bit like your anvil and your metal block. The more you look after these, the more they're going to look after themselves and help with cutting your metal.
Yeah, so they do perfect circles in the range of sizes that you see here. It's really simple, and we will show you exactly how to use it. You've put yours on a metal block, which I have in the bundle as well. Very important, isn't it?
Yes, I always put mine on a metal block, and when I'm here I always put mine on the rubber block as well, because this desk is so bouncy.
Yeah.
What you need, the same as stamping, is you need a real heavy duty area to hit it onto, so you don't get a bounce back.
Yes.
So you don't get like two hits, if you like. You get one clean hit all the way through. So yeah, steel block's amazing.
Very important. And the thing is, you might already have a steel block if you're the likes of a stamper, but guest designers always say, just like you might for, say, a macrame board when using different cords, a different block for different mediums.
So this this is my old metal block. This is just my resting block, and you can see I've marked the surface. So if I was to hammer any metal onto this, the metal will pick up all those pits in that block. So this is my old one because I didn't care for it as well as I should have done when I first got it. So now this is the one that I set my disc cutter onto. So if you have got one and it looks a little bit like mine, get a new one, because it's so, you'll find that your metal stays so beautifully clean.
Yeah. And then finally I have the hole punch, which does what it says on the tin. Sorry, let me turn it around. Tells you the different sizes we have on here, and again it slices through the metal like butter. It's a great way of kind of opening up your design so you can actually saw into them.
It is.
And you've used it, have you, to do where you've attached the jump rings?
Yeah, so all
and
these,
on the T.
Yeah, so all these are I've used the hole punch to do it for. The only one I haven't used the hole punch for is the one right in the middle, because it doesn't reach. You can't reach.
Yeah.
But what you have, if you haven't got a Dremel, or you haven't got somebody that you know that's got a drill that can drill it, you can actually hammer a nail through it,
got you.
and then you just tidy it up with a file afterwards. So yeah, that's the only one that I've used something different for.
But everything else you've used the hole punch for. And
punch.
Literally, honestly, even if you're not, you know, if you've got dexterity problems, it's so simple to use. Fleur's going to show you now how quickly and easily this slices through, even your 0.6.
I'll just pop, all you need to do is pop your metal into the little gap that's on the side there. Choose your size of your hole that you want to make. So I've got on this side here, I'm using the 2.4, so I can be able to get my 2mm wire through this.
Perfect.
And all I'm going to do is pick it up and just twist it down, twist it back.
Because you felt that pop out already.
Just feel it pop. Take it all the way out. Now mine's a little bit not very sharp anymore, but
still perfect.
You get a perfect hole on that side and a perfect hole on that side. So there's no hardly any filing left at all to do.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to file, use a little needle file just to tidy up the raw edge as it comes through, but that's not sharp at all, and it's as simple as that. It's so amazing.
The price of this is going to knock your socks off. Bearing in mind the disc cutter alone, okay, we've discussed £45 to £40 mark, and they're not even the most expensive. Those are ones our guest designers have been happy to purchase. Today, all of this, your price point isn't even that. Bearing in mind that's already cheaper than the likes of Fleur and guest designer Gemma Crow were happy to pay for a piece of kit like this. Today, rolling it down, £24.95 for all of it, and it's still only one postage and packaging, £2.95, even though the weight of this, in fact, again, it was Gemma Crow who said she bought one of these from JewelleryMaker, she went to post it on, and it was something ridiculous, like £9 postage, just to post the block.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because of the weight of it.
Yeah.
£2.95 for you, ladies and gentlemen, to get your hands on this. Sorry, £2.95 for the postage and packaging on this. Only £24.95 for the whole kit and caboodle, and it's going to make your life so much easier.
And it cuts all sorts of different sizes. This disc cutter is amazing. So you could cut a disc with the largest, and then pop it back in and cut a disc. So you can make like a little donut out of it as well. And this is so easy to use. If I just quickly show you how simple it is to use. So I've got my metal peg that suits my hole size here, so the largest hole. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of metal, pop it in, and ignore the piece of paper that's stuck to it, it doesn't matter. So I can see the metal all the way through the top there.
Yeah, you can see that.
And then pop my peg in over the top, hold it down, and just... And this is really bouncy, that's why it's not...
Sorry, it's a bouncy table.
It's just a bit bouncy. Oops, it's rolled away. And there you've got your disc. And now this table is really bouncy.
It is, you can see
it's really bouncy. So as it bounces, the hammer hasn't got enough blow to it, if you like.
It'll be better when you're in your work surface.
The hammer. So the hammer that I use is the one that comes out of the large stamping kit. If you haven't got that hammer, any old really heavy DIY hammer will be better. The heavier the hammer, the less you have to hit it.
Fab.
So you get absolutely perfect discs every single time. So what we need to do now is take our little hole cutter, and we need to, before we do anything else to our disc, just run around it with a file, okay? Just because it's got a raw edge, it's not sharp, but you want your piece to look absolutely lovely. You don't want it to like be sharp if anybody touches it.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is take one of your files and just run it around like you're filing your nails, so all the time in the same direction, all the time. Now I use these ones with the wooden handles. I find these really good because they're such nice files to hold. If you've got the needle files, they're brilliant for getting into the smaller spaces.
Got you.
So now what we need to do is we need to cut or pierce 2 little holes in our metal sheet. So I'll just quickly pop this in, and you can see how close to the edge you're getting. So I need it quite close to the edge, because what I always need to be wary of is that I've got a 7mm jump ring to go into that space, okay? So I need a 7mm jump ring, so I need about a 3.5mm gap away from the edge so that it fits the jump ring through. Okay, so always be wary of how far away from the edge you are, because what you don't want to do is take the time to cut your disc and then not have the space from the edge. So as you can see now, I could get a 7mm jump ring in that little gap there quite easily without any problems. So I now need to pop one into the other side as well, because we need to hang this into the middle. And what we're going to do now is just going to show you how we're going to just dome it quickly. So when you're doming it, if you've got one of the doming blocks at home, they are absolutely brilliant for this. If you haven't got a doming block and you've got a sandbag, then you can actually dome things onto your sandbag. So all I've done now is taken that out. So I've now got a little like button almost, if you like, little disc with 2 holes either side. And I'm just going to tidy up the back of it because it's just left those 2 little dots of copper. These little dots of copper, don't throw them away because you can use them in your resin.
Which
so
you've got later.
Have a little pot and pop all those into your resin pot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my dapping block, which is here right in front of me. Can't see it. So this little tool, I think again it's on the website. If this one isn't on the website, I think we've got the square block.
Cube
yeah,
one,
the cube one. And all this is brilliant little tool. And this one's got all different shapes, but we're going to use the round circle. Again, I'm leaving it on my metal block just to give it a little bit more stability.
Which you've got on your screen now with the other goodies.
And I'm just popping in my little disc into that last little hole. Now you also get a little punch with both of them. Okay, so we've got a little punch here with both of them. All I'm going to do, usually you would use a small end. I'm going to turn it upside down because I want the larger end. So I don't want a very big dome in this. So I'm going to put the larger end in, and I'm just going to give it a few little taps. And there you've got
a little dome.
Your little dome. So you can see it's got a nice little shape to it there. So when you put a little dome on anything like that, it just catches the light a lot nicer. If you haven't got one of these, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is get a little bit of wire wool and really highly polish your piece of copper, and it will look really professional still. So if you haven't got a doming block, don't worry. It doesn't mean to say you can't make this design. You can have flat discs.
Okay.
It looks exactly the same. Okay?
Yeah, got you.
So what we need to do now, so we've now got this element set up. So we've now got our disc and our rabbit or hare and our little bit of 1-in-1 chain. But he wants to fall over. I have to keep hold of him. So what I need to do now is, when I picked them up, like I said, they all fell over. So I've got a little hole in his ear. So I've put 4 holes within my rabbit. So what you need to look at now, when you're making your piece to hang on your mobile, these elements where you need to attach to the next section or attach to a chain, they have to be big enough to be able to get that 1.6 gauge hole in it.
Got you.
So you can't put this hole punch on a really small piece of metal, because it's just going to fall off the side. So just make sure that you've got enough room where you want to pierce your holes for this 1.6 wire. 1.6 hole punch, sorry. So that's that section. Now with the top section, what I did, sorry, so many tools here. What I did for the top section, as you can see at the minute, this little cross is nice and flat, but I wanted it just to dome a little bit, okay? So what I did is I took my sandbag, and if you haven't got a sandbag, anything that's sort of like soft, a piece of leather, like lots of cloths and leather, because you want something that's just going to sink in. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just using my hammer, and I'm just going to start hammering, and I won't do it all now because it's, again, the noise is, you can't do anything like this quietly.
No.
So don't do this when the kids are in bed or anything like that. You're just going to start hammering it round, and after a few goes round you'll start to dome it. But because this is such a nice thick sheet but still pliable, you can, as you can see, do it with your hands. So if you haven't got a sandbag, you don't want to do that, you can start, the heat of your hands will start to mould it. So what we want to do is just create a nice shape, and you'll know when you get to that shape and you think, yeah, that's nice, that's a nice sort of like shape to have, because what we need is we need the gap in between for the hair to sit, or whatever you're going to sit into the side. So what I did then is I used my heavier gauges of wire. So with the heavier gauge of wire, I created all the little swirls. So I'll just quickly show you how, and it's just a simple swirl technique, so we've seen it quite a few times before. So it's just a simple curl, and then just an open loop at the top that will then attach into that little hole at the top. Now with the hole punch, you need the larger size hole punch on the edges, because we've got a 2mm gauge wire to go through, so we can't put a 1.6mm hole and expect a 2mm wire to go through. So which is why this hole punch is absolutely perfect for the job.
Because it does go up to close to 2.5. This is again the bare copper wire. You might look at these and go, hey up, they're different colours. It's just the aging process on them, okay? You can bring that shine back up, you can take the colour back down, you can make both more this colour by patinaing, by heat like we said earlier. This is your bare copper structural wire, 10 metres on each. You've got 1.5mm wire and you've got the 2mm wire. Do not, 5 metres on the 2, and you've got 10 metres on the 1.5. And just to let you know, do not be afraid of this, because you're thinking, hey, how am I going to work with a 2mm? It is crazy malleable. Look at Fleur go. Look at that.
So you can just twist it.
It's like a cheese string.
It is. It's so simple, and even the smallest bit, you can just curve it, and you can use your fingers. It's really, really easy to do.
It's so malleable, but again, does work hard and really quickly. Your price point for both of these today has been rolled down to £11.95.
Wow.
That was a bit of a gasp then.
That, I didn't expect that.
No. That's a sensational price for the thickness of these wires.
Yeah, and because you only use, this is what I've got left out of doing
all of that.
And I've used the 1.5 and the 2mm, and I used the 2mm in the end because I liked that I could hammer it completely flat and give it a nice lustre as well. Wow, that's amazing.
It's phenomenal, isn't it? We've
really
used it for the hanger as well, because it is so sturdy, and of course for that top section as well. So we'll find out exactly how to use this now.
Okay, so what we do is take a section of 2mm wire. If I just quickly measure it, it's about 6 inches, but you don't have, you can sort of like gauge it as you're going. And what I need to do to start with is just put an open loop on the top, which is now going to attach in to this section in a second, okay? So that's why that section is going to go there. And then all I need to do is create just a big open spiral on the bottom. Now I left my spirals open so I could actually take off all of those little hairs if I wanted to and add something else in. So you just start with a nice open loop. Now it's so soft and malleable, this. All we're going to do is keep the pliers in. I'm going to move my wrist and move the wire at the same time in the same direction. So all you're doing is just curling it around and just create a nice open curve. And what you can do, I'm just going to lay it down onto there to make it a little bit tighter. Just lay it onto your surface and just give it a little swirl. So that's all you need to do to create these little swirls. I did hammer these slightly. You don't have to. If you've got some nylon jaw pliers, you can just go along and just give it a little squidge, which we know is a technical term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Completely technical for jewellery making. And then to attach it in, all I'm going to do is open up this little loop here, attach it onto my piece.
Yeah.
And it has to be quite a tight little, it has to be a small loop, so we don't want it to look out of place.
No.
So now I've got my first little loop, in place.
Your hanger.
And then all I need to do is take my little hair, and before I do anything, I'm just going to add that last jump ring into there, just so it doesn't fall over.
Don't forget, you've got 200 jump rings, bare copper jump rings in total in that kit, as well as all those beautiful little spaces and everything else.
So I'm just get my pliers.
So this is so he didn't look all...
This is just so he didn't look, like he'd got some terrible disease and fallen over. So all I'm going to do is just attach it into there, just so attach it up into the chain. And actually, in fact, it didn't look, I quite liked the effect of it. So now you can see he moves now quite nicely and he's not going to fall over.
No, fab.
And then all I did was just flip him onto there. And that's one section
of your hangers
of my hairs.
Brilliant.
And then all I've done to attach the others is pop a hole where his eye would be and one on his foot, and that's how you attach the rest of them in. So then on the top section here now, all I did for that is again take my 2mm wire and make, all I did is make a big sort of like, what do you call it?
Massive bead cap, spiral, isn't it?
Yeah, so before you get to your bead caps, we need the two elements. So before we add on the spiral, all we need to do is make another big spiral, because that's where our centre section is going to hang from. So again, just forming it around, and again this can be as big or as small as you like, it doesn't really matter. And then just straighten that wire up, and then we're going to pop that into the middle. So that's where my middle section of my chainmail's sitting with all the peridot and everything on. And now I'm going to do a wrapped loop on the top. But before I do a wrapped loop, I need to add my spiral onto there.
Okay.
So you now need to make a nice tight spiral with the 1.5 wire, which I don't have with me, which is really silly. So I'll just quickly do this one with the 2mm. So if you don't know how to make a spiral, there is a little demo on the website, and I think it's on the new Get Started DVD.
Yeah, if you get that free with your first order DVD.
So when you make your spiral, you've got to make sure that the first hole, the first loop that you make is big enough to fit onto your wire.
Okay.
So you can't make this really, really tight because it won't go onto the wire. So I learned that by trial and error. After seeing why won't it fit over the top. So all I'm doing is just creating, and this is, because it's a 2mm wire, it's just a little bit more
sturdy.
Yeah. So just create, and like I say, you take more time at home just to create this. Just create a little spiral, and that's just going to cover the hole at the top.
Got you.
Okay. So what I do now is just pop that over the top. So that's now covered all the piece at the top, and then just do a wrapped loop onto the top, and then attach your hook, and that is it. That's all you do.
That
to make
is
your mobile.
phenomenal, isn't it? Isn't that sensational? To get this beautiful look, and obviously you've added all these gorgeous gemstone drops in the centre.
Yeah, so I've just, like I said, I've just made my own head pins out of the 0.4 wire that comes in the kit. And like I say, hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll get a VT of how to, because it's literally seconds. If anybody wants to have a go, just have a heat-proof mat or a baking tray, pop your creme brulee torch underneath the wire, and it just makes a little ball on the end, and that's your head pin.
That is just phenomenal. Fleur, thank you. As always, you creative angel. And she's so creative. She doesn't know this yet. But after the break, Fleur's going to do us another demo, because we have got some stunning, brand new jump rings, and we've got the master here, so why not, let's take it full advantage. After the break, brand new jump rings and more demonstrations. Meet Fleur, and the whole team will be back in just a few minutes.
When you place your first order with JewelleryMaker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today. If you have a question or a query for JewelleryMaker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com. Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about JewelleryMaker. Watch one of our easy to follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter kits. They contain everything you need, including instructions, tools, gemstones and clasps, allowing you to create your very first jewellery pieces. You can either watch the video tutorial or follow the step-by-step instructions to give you plenty of inspiration. We also have an array of beginners workshops that you can attend here at our studios and join our experienced designers and get a taste for this fabulous hobby. We will guide you through the basics to get you started making your own beautiful jewellery. Everyone is welcome in the jewellery making family, so start your jewellery making journey today. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with JewelleryMaker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with JewelleryMaker.
Jump for joy! Hi everybody, welcome all to JewelleryMaker. I know what you're thinking, hey up, what are you doing over here? Well, we've just had a whole hour's worth essentially of demonstrations and we've got another section coming up later, but like I said, I'm feeling super crafty today, so I just sprung upon Fleur trying to do another demonstration and thankfully she said yes, and it's for these brand new jump rings. Fleur, queen of jump rings. What do you think about these?
These are fabulous. I mean, we've been getting some beautiful colours and textures of jump rings in at the moment, and these have to be one of my favourites. I love the gunmetal.
Yeah, it's stunning, isn't it?
I love it. Yeah, it's brilliant because it's gents jewellery as well as ladies jewellery.
Yeah.
And I think it's next weekend. We've got a steampunk weekend as well, so it'll be great for your steampunk weekend.
Perfect for that sort of thing, wouldn't they? They'd be really fantastic. These are your big brand spanking new jump rings. 50 pieces of these in total. I have got some that'll go with them as well coming up. It's kind of a double whammy star buy, isn't it? Actually, I've got these ones that will go with them perfectly as well. Slightly daintier in detail. They'll coming up really shortly, literally straight after these, but I'm giving you the opportunity to own these today and we are going to be demoing with them. Now, these have got your twisted detail, as you can see, 50 of them in total. There are 20 mil. You've got that beautiful twisted wire detail that kind of rotates around, and then you have the almost rope detail running around that as well. Very pretty, and the design, and like I say, an absolute heap of them you're going to be getting. People are already checking out on this, and like I say, we will be demonstrating exactly how to use these. Get them whilst you can. They are brand new. We've never seen them before. They've got that gorgeous gunmetal feel and look to them. Real nice luster to them because of that colour and because of that polish as well. Your price point today for brand new jump rings is dropping down. People are already happy. People are already checking out with a big old smile on their face to be able to get 20 pieces of these. It's 85 grams worth of copper. We were talking about the price of copper before. 85 grams worth of copper. So $21.95, a good price. We're about to make this great. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's brand new, launch price offer. I cannot guarantee that £17.95 price point will stay. I cannot guarantee it. I can only guarantee it until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's Monday morning. That's it. After that, next time you see it on air, if you see it at £21.95, please don't be kicking yourself because I have forewarned you. £17.95 today. It stands at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. This will go back up to that price point in its 20s. So get it whilst you have the opportunity to do so. Fleur, the price point on these was already pretty good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. And we've used something very similar in the second kit.
Right.
So you can actually, they're not only just jump rings, you can actually use them as bezels.
Yeah.
So they are bezels as well that you can use with your resin and your polymer clays.
This is a sneaky preview, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up in about an hour. It's phenomenal, that, isn't it? So using designs like this. Now, there's already loads of you checking out. I have got the smaller ones coming up for you really shortly. So we're going to be doing a quick demonstration, aren't we?
Yeah.
What are we going to be talking about for this, Fleur?
How we can cut these. So you can obviously cut them with your flush cutters, but when you cut with your flush cutters, you've got to cut them twice because you've got a point on one end and a flat edge on the other, and we need two flat edges to go together to create a really nice closure. So the other way of cutting your jump rings is with your saw blade and your saw, which is what we've got here. Now, I do get asked quite a lot of times how to cut these kind of jump rings because they don't fit in your coil cutting pliers. So the easiest way to cut your jump rings is to set up your saw blade so that you've got your saw in one, your blade in one end and this one loose. And what we're going to do is we're going to just feed one of the jump rings onto there and then let that go all the way down to the bottom and then carry on setting up your saw exactly the same.
Don't forget, we had the saw base on before and the saw blade still at the bottom of your screen. There's 24 in each size pack, but there's actually 144 saw blades in there, okay? $5.95. Amazing, isn't it? And we did bring the saw base to you as well, so just have a little look back, call the call centre, they'll sort it out.
So what I've done is I've popped it onto there. Now the easiest way that I find to saw these is to pop it, like I say, onto my blade. And then what we're going to do is, my saw blade's not tight enough. 1 second.
It's important to get the tension right, isn't it?
It is really important to get that tension right. You have to have it so that it pings.
Yes.
So all we're going to do now is we can
pop the jump ring on.
Pop the jump ring on, and I'm just going to saw actually into my bench peg. So can you see that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, don't worry. You are in the way. You're not in the way. So you're using that saw. And are you going at an angle?
No, just straight through. Just keep sawing. Like Dory, just keep swimming. Just keep going. Oh, now that's because I've snapped my saw blade, okay? The reason I snapped that saw blade was because I put a little bit too much pressure onto it to do the final little bit.
Yeah.
But if I just now, it just needs a little bit more. So you can start to see where the cut is going through.
Yeah.
You can see it there. So have I got time to quickly change my saw blade?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you don't have to change your saw blade either, do you? Because you've got quite a large section left over there, so you can just shorten it down. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to bring to you the smaller ones now, ladies and gentlemen, because they go perfectly with them. In fact, I'll show you them alongside. They look really beautiful, don't they? Larger ones we've just done for you, we're doing these smaller ones now. Again, brand spanking new for you. A really lovely twisted detail on these. It's got a nice smoothness to it. They're not as flattened as the ones I've previously shown you, but still around about the same thickness in the actual depth of the wire. You're getting 100 of these in total, and you're getting 2 sizes. They're just at the bottom. Come here, you. Hiding. 2 sizes. It's like getting two packs you're getting, basically. Look at that. The larger ones, 12mm, and the smaller ones are just a little 9mm. So you've got, again, the same look, the same design, the same feature going across each of them. They would fit inside each other, I reckon, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that looks nice, doesn't it? That looks really pretty. Now, what I've got for you here is, oh, and you could even do, you know, the real large ones, then there, and then another one, couldn't you? It's like a realm within another planet, isn't it? Here at JewelleryMaker on a day-to-day basis. I've got for you, as I said, 100 pieces in total. Loads of you already checking out on these. Let's get that price point in. I said let's get the price point in because that's not your price, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to roll this down in price point for you again. Launch price offer. Can I guarantee this again? No, I can't. But I can for now. £12.95 for 100 of these in total. That price point is magnificent. When you see the amount you get, which I have so stylishly displayed, but you're getting a mammoth amount here. You really are. Big amount in the different sizes and all in that gorgeous colour and design. £12.95 for you today. And we'd use these in the same way.
Yeah, exactly the same way. So I'm just going to carry on sawing.
Okay.
And don't worry about sawing into the wood either. It won't damage your wood, because the more little notches you have in your wood, the better.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because you can get little areas then. So if you've got a tiny little bit that you want to pierce out,
yeah,
and it's too big to sit into this little hole that I've created,
yeah,
it's easier to saw it into the little section. It's nearly through. There we go. And there we've got a perfect saw cut jump ring. So you can see.
There's no big chunk taken out of that.
So when it goes back together, it goes back together absolutely perfectly. But you can see the little saw mark into there, and just give it a little wiggle with your pliers, and it'll go nicely back together.
And look, I've done this one just by looking at it.
With your X-ray eyes. Yeah, superhero
It could be my
eyes.
X-ray eyes. It could just be that these ones, the 12mm ones, are open jump rings, as are the baby ones.
Yay! Oh yeah, they are. Yes.
So
the only ones you need to cut are these ones.
The only ones you'd need to cut are the larger ones, and even if you're just maybe thinking, oh, I just want to do something real quick and simple.
Yeah.
You just open up the small ones. I've done that with my fingers. Small, large, small, large, small, large. Made yourself a nice chain there, haven't you?
That would be lovely. Or a handbag chain, or a belt.
Yeah.
Or a lovely, like we're going to do later, a curtain tie backs.
Curtain tie backs. It'd be perfect in this sort of thing, wouldn't they? Oh, that is so easy. Fantastic. Get them whilst you can, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new for you today. Fleur, as always, you hold the crown to jumping for joy. Thank you so much for doing that for us. We're back with you. I'm going to walk really slowly past these so you can be nosy at the designs. What are we expecting in the next part? You might ask yourself. Good question, I say to you. Well, we're expecting bargains. Did you get an eyeful then? Yeah, cool. I'll just carry on walking now. You're expecting bargains, treats. You're expecting more inspiration. And you're expecting to see some things you probably haven't seen before. How do you feel about butterflies? How do you feel about 925? Positive on both? You're in the right place. Don't forget, I've got those black cashew pearls I showed you but a bit before as well. These ones, brand new for us. We've not had them before. And these ones are the black pearls. Cashew. Coming up for you. Oh, not long. I'm saying 15 minutes, 42 seconds approximately. I don't like to be too specific. They're coming up for you in a little bit. And yes, they are, if I'm honest, one of the lowest price cashew pearls I've done for you in ever, maybe. Cashew pearls normally $14.95, sometimes $12.95. These beating that down. Okay, I've got loads more goodies coming up. Oh, low in stock on one of those jump rings packs, so sorry about that. Got to be quick because they are new. How do you feel about a bit of peridot? Fleur, I know you are such a fan. In fact, as soon as I said peridot, it was like I just said, oh, hey, Brad, and you just go, ding. You love peridot, don't you, Fleur?
I do.
Tell me why.
Because it makes you smile. It's so spring-like, it's so lovely. I think it lifts any outfit because it's got that real pop of colour.
Yeah.
So if you just had a plain white shirt on and then just a peridot necklace, it would really give that real pop of colour. It glows on your skin. It's just beautiful. It's a stunning gemstone.
It really is. And the vibrancy of this is sensational. Differing greatly from the one that you had in your kits when it comes to the actual vibrancy of it. And one of those reasons is because of its location itself and the mine in which it's from. And also the quality level of this. I've got for you here your Chinese peridot. Now, Chinese peridot is definitely among the best in quality in the world. You've got the likes of your Shanghai mine in that area. We have such great connections with the mine owners in that region that actually we kind of get away with being a little bit cheeky, if I'm honest. We go for the purest, we go for the best whenever we have the opportunity to do so. We actually book in for strands like this peridot kind of in advance for when the mining periods kind of, basically very much like in any job with you get a time of year whereby they kind of go, right, we're ready to sell a big batch now, let's go, go, go. And we try and book in within the first week of that so that we get the pick of the best bunch. And the fact of the matter is, you know, we do have some of our buying team and our cutting houses in the likes of a region very, very close to this. So we do generally get first pickings, which means we get great quality like this, but it also means we get to haggle on the price a little bit to bring you this vibrancy that this strand holds, to bring you this spring-like, and it is, isn't it, gemstone that we have here with that much of a glow, with that much intensity that we've then cut in Jaipur to bring that brilliance of the gemstone alive. To be able to get that at this price point, you know we haggled hard because of the vibrancy, because of the beauty, because of the brightness. The fact of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, that we're getting to that nook again. It tends to happen, a bit like taxes, around the end of April, start of June, when you go and you kind of put in your bids, you go and put in your orders for the next lot of peridot. The fact of the matter is, we are getting to that in literally the next couple of weeks, and we're going to go and purchase, we're going to go and buy more. So I'm going to do you a clearance deal on this because we want to get rid of stock so that we've got more space in our warehouse so that we can refill that pot with our new peridot. So here it is, it's coming at you. £12.95 for you today, reduced price point to clear out that space in the warehouse so that we've got the opportunity to purchase even more of this absolutely sensational gemstone. This strand here is vibrant, it's beautiful, and it's got a lot of brilliance. Can you see that? You can see that brilliance. It's almost like a golden hue internally, isn't it? Really zesty, really bright, very much a nature type kind of colouring and strand. And in fact, very much the type of colour you might expect to see in the likes of your ready-made jewellery, whether you get that from your rings from your high street or your online pieces. It's vibrant, it's bright, it's got that zing that we all need at this time of year. That price point again will not stick around. If you've just tuned in, hello everyone, I'm Becky. Really, really, really nice to see you. Really nice to be with you today. It's Sunday and it's kind of sunny-ish outside. It's a bit muggy, a bit close. Stay in, I would. Stay in and get treats whilst you can, because this is going to add a little bit of spring to your step. £12.95. Now, I'm bringing some amethyst coming up for you now, and I just want to show you it alongside this peridot. I love this strand. I saw this strand of amethyst a couple of weeks ago. Well, I saw it, the other day. Bear in mind, the other day, for me, ranges between yesterday and Tuesday the 2nd, 1995. When I say the other day, the range is mammoth. But I saw this strand the other day, and I've got to say, how perfect is that as a pairing? Fleur, if I gave you this to you as a bracelet.
God, do you know, it looks like Wimbledon, because that's why it looks all spring colour, isn't it? Because it's that Wimbledon-esque.
You're right,
Gorgeous.
It does a bit.
That's really lovely together, with some bare copper.
Oh, yeah, that would age beautifully with it. Don't forget, we had those 3 sheets of bare copper, including that new textured one I'd never seen before in that kit with bare wire and everything else. We might have 3 or 4 left of it, reduced it dramatically. It was £31.95 for 3 sheets, crazy. Have a little look at this strand for me. Really, really very elegant faceted pairs we've got here. They're super duper fine in their look. They really are the highest grade and quality. This is the type of gemstone I would expect when I first started here to be kind of seeing and admiring from afar. I would never have imagined that we would actually be able to maybe bring you something of such a high quality. The cut on this is absolutely precise. You have within this such a skilled eye to cut each and every one of these pairs, because if you look, they're not the usual kind of thick, sturdy pairs. Can you see how beautifully delicate they are? That almost looks like an amethyst chain like that, doesn't it? How beautifully delicate they are. Yet still, we've had the opportunity to bring that amount of sparkle, that amount of brightness and lightness back to the eye on that faceted surface. Treat yourself to this one whilst you have the opportunity to do so, because I have to say, for me, that looks like the type of piece of jewellery that I would expect to see in one of those very high-end stores that I would have to kind of make an appointment or ask to go into. You get given a glass of bubbly when you get there. It's that type of piece, isn't it?
Yeah. You could put those beautiful white gold spacer beads and a white gold clasp onto that, and that would be, well, it over 3 figures for me. That would be a high 3-figure bracelet.
If I got given something like this, it's my birthstone, if I got given something like this with white gold and someone gave it to me for my birthday, it would be that gift that when people say, oh, what did you get for your birthday? It would be the first one I said.
Yeah.
It would be that type of prized gift.
Yeah.
The quality of this is epic. Should be. Yeah, you heard me. You heard. Should be. That means we're dropping down the price. Please don't expect to see those arrows every time. Our prices are already ridiculous. £19.95 for the quality of that. That is above and beyond ridiculousness. That really is absolutely spectacular. Now, we refer to our prices as JM prices because they are a whole total different kettle of fish to everywhere else out there, essentially. It's not what you're used to seeing. It's not kind of even anything that can be easily placed alongside any other prices. Our JM prices are the original price. That is us outdoing even ourselves. That's just us showing off, really, isn't it? Get it whilst you can, because honestly, the quality of this, I can't get over. It's like your gem quality, isn't
Can you
it?
imagine a beautiful cascade with some sterling silver chain? Just
that.
3 or 4 in an earring with different lengths of chain. Absolutely stunning that would be.
And it is your Zambian amethyst. Now, I told you a lot about the Zambian mine the other day with Gemfields, and I talked about whenever you purchase the likes of your Zambian amethyst, from us, from our group, from the location, and from the company we get them from, you know, the money goes towards amazing things. It really, really, really does. I showed you pictures of the schools that have been built quite recently. I showed you pictures of the labs, of all these trained, skilled workers. Last few of these ones, £19.95. That price will not stand for long. If you're watching on the repeat, really do need to encourage you to check out whilst you can. Anyone else fancy some new jump rings? Oh, these are lovely. Open jump rings. Let me show you. Let me get them out. Get them out just means throw them around all over the desk, apparently. These are brand new, I'm being told. Never been seen by themselves before. Open jump rings. Take a look at the detailing on these. Do you want me to fling one over to you, Fleur, so you can have a look? Oh, I was just going to saloon it. Well, oops, gone off the desk. Second time's a charm. Got it. Have a little look at those. It's almost like when you get diamond cut spacers.
I was going to say, they're beautiful. Are these one of the patterned ones, are they?
Textured patterned. Oh, quick and easy name, that, isn't it? Silver plated, copper textured, patterned open jump rings, approximately 16 mil.
They're gorgeous, aren't they?
What would you do with these? Because they're quite a subtle look, aren't they?
Yeah, I would use these with my smaller plain silver and have these as features in the middle. So I'd maybe do a weave and do a small section of a weave, say a full Persian weave in the middle, and then carry on away from it with the normal jump rings. But yeah, they're really nice.
Sturdy.
Really sturdy, but they're so nice to work with.
Yeah.
Just those two linked together looks really high end.
It really does. Do you know what I really like them? Because you've just linked those two together. Looks like 2 wedding bands.
Yes. Yeah.
Connected, because they've got that very simple but sheened look Really pretty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, not been seen by themselves before. You've got 50 pieces of these and you're getting them 60ml. Your price point today. Wait. Where did I get $15.95 from? Did you say $15.95? Just making up numbers in my head now. That is worrying. £9.95 for 50.
Amazing. Because again, these are bezels as well, because they're a thick enough wire to make them into bezels. I mean, for me, I would chainmail with them and, like I say, have that feature section in the middle. But you could do something like a beautiful half Persian 4-in-1, and you'd get near enough a whole bracelet out of 50 of them because they're larger than our normal jump rings.
Wow. So you'd really be able to do some big dramatic looks then.
Yeah, you could have a beautiful bracelet. Really nice, high end, because like you say, all the different elements and the different texture on it will just catch the light so beautifully.
Yeah. Really spectacularly. Loads of you treating yourself to these ones, which is phenomenal. For anyone who's not worked with chainmail before, are these a good one to have a go with?
Yeah, because they're a larger size, you can actually see where your weave is going. So it's a little bit like when you're learning to crochet. You don't learn to crochet on the smallest hook with the finest thread. You learn with a larger hook and a larger thread, so you can see where your patterns are going with your crocheting. Exactly the same with chainmail. If you use your larger jump rings, you'll be able to see where the pattern goes a lot better, and then scale your chainmail down into the sizes that you feel more comfortable wearing.
Quite a nice way to teach as well then, I suppose.
Really good way to teach,
so that people can actually see what you're doing. It's always handy. Loads of you coming through for these. Do we like jump rings? We do, don't we? Well, good, because I've got more coming up for you within this hour. I've got loads more treats coming up for you. People have been asking about when the Keshi bowls are coming on. We've had loads of people messaging in, possibly because I did kind of let slip that we were going lower than $12.95, which is not normal for a Keshi. Because of that, we're going over to it a few minutes earlier, so you all have the chance. You ready and raring to go? Let's get Keshi! Really special to be able to get a Keshi pearl. Really, really special indeed. Why? Well, because it's the only chance, really, that you have to get a non-nucleated pearl. I know, the crowd is going wild at that statement, isn't it? Oh yes, finally! What does that mean? Okay, essentially, the way I would describe it is as follows. If I was to bring to you a perfect round pearl, that was a perfect round cultured freshwater pearl, essentially the way in which we will have created that through the cultivation process is by adding an irritant within the mollusk. Now, these are all real deal pearls. So within the mollusk, it's a hinge-actioned mollusk that essentially excretes a nacre that builds up the pearl. So that's the expensive part of the pearl. That's the part of the pearl that can't be recreated. You know, we try with the likes of your synthetics and you know, your plastics and your glass and everything else, but it can't be recreated. Only Mother Nature creates nacre. Only Mother Nature can do it. So it's the expensive part. It's expensive because it has to be worked at for it to be able to work. It's expensive because it can't be tampered with, in the sense of it can't be, once it's been created, you can't then kind of facet it off or you know, change the look of it too much, because otherwise it erodes and it reacts to it badly. It gets dimpled, it gets darkened, so you can't kind of change it. But also it's expensive because it takes a very, very, very long time to do. The mollusk doesn't just go, oh, hey up, there's something there, I need to protect myself, and then kind of gets just a load of nacre and piles it all on to protect itself. It's not like that, like resin does. Resin does that, doesn't it? Kind of when it's you know, if the bark itself has been attacked in one way or another, it will kind of get a lot of the amber to that area, a lot of that resin, sorry, to that area as quickly as it can. It's not like that. It takes a really long, slow time to do it, so it takes ages to do. When you get the likes of your perfect round fresh cultured pearl, we will have placed an irritant within there. Now we always explain to you that the irritant can be the likes of a grain of a piece of sand, for example, which it is a lot in nature. In cultivation though, because the popularity and demand of pearls have gone up so quickly, we have to get the pearls to the market quickly. And we do that by placing a larger irritant within it. So we might put in a perfect round piece of shell. Imagine one of the shell pearls we bring to you. We might put in a perfect round piece of shell within there. That would then mean that, again, in the same way, the mollusk itself has to build up the nacre over the top of it, but for me to get a decent round area, you only need a tiny, tiny, tiny layer of the nacre. Say I put in a 6mm, say, shell round within there. I would actually, to be able to get a technical luxury sized pearl, I would actually only need 2mm of nacre, which realistically can be done within the space of a fair few months, but only a few months. It's the expensive part that gives it pearlescence, that gives it beauty, and that gives it value. I've got no irritant placed within this, what I'm about to show you on this Keshi pearl. It is pure nacre. It is pure, real deal, expensive element of that natural process that we have on this. That's why people always ask, why are Keshi pearls so expensive? You always talk about how on your cultured pearls, you know, rounds are expensive and you're not looking for knobbly bits or pits, or you're not looking for kind of swirls in it. Why on earth are Keshi pearls so expensive? It's because it can't be recreated. It's because it's the expensive part. It's the nacre. It's because it's not got a nucleus in there. It's not got a piece of shell in there. It's not got something that's kind of been used to almost bulk it up, to, you know, almost bump it up, as it were. It's not like that whatsoever. It's pure expensive part. Let me put this in terms that the likes of me, myself, and I would understand. It's like if I went to a supermarket, okay, and I fancied a big whole heap of pile of some tasty southern fried chicken. It's like if I went to buy loads of southern fried chicken, I was really in the mood for it, and there was a meal deal on, and you could get a whole meal with southern fried chicken, and you got some chips as well. Okay, you're all getting in the mood for this now, aren't you? Yeah. It's like, I really want the southern fried chicken, and you get the chips as well. You get your box, you open it up, there's loads of chips, and there's a tiny bit of southern fried chicken. It's like that. You foodies out there all understand, don't you? I've got pure southern fried chicken here, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. It's the creme de la creme. That's why they're so expensive. It's the expensive part of that pearl. It's the expensive part of that process. And it's absolutely pure in its form. It takes such a long time to create these. On these ones, we're looking at around about 7-ish years for every single one of these to form, approximately. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, on these black Keshi pearls. Now, do not forget everything I've just said. This is the most expensive variety of a cultured freshwater pearl you can get your hands on, realistically. Yes, of course, you can get your hands on the Tahitian, etc., but they're very much a specialised kind of piece. They're very much a specialised mollusk in a specialised location, specialised waters and everything else. This is the most expensive type of pearl you can get, but it's because it's built with the expensive part of the pearl, the expensive part of that process. I have brought to you Keshi pearls at the £20 mark. I have brought you, I would say, if I was to give you average price point of Keshi pearls, oh, I suppose I shouldn't do that really, because when you see prices more expensive than this, you might say, oh, well, Becky said average price, but I am going to do average. Average price for me, when I think Keshi pearl, the number that will spring into my mind is $14.95, and sometimes, if we're doing a stinky cheeky deal, $12.95, I would never ever expect to see a Keshi pearl and under £10, and I would never expect to see under £9, which is what we've got today. It's a brand new strand, it's a brand new purchase. Why have I done that price point? Ask that. Why have I done that price point? Sorry, I wasn't being literal, but thank you, Director Kerry, for actually asking me that. Why have I done that price point? I'll be totally honest with you. We did a bulk order on this. We bought loads. It's like when you go to those, you know, department stores or stores where you can bulk buy things for your restaurant or just for your home or whatever. And the more you buy, the bigger a percentage reduction you get in price. This was a very clever purchase that we managed to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I've been able to bring you this exceptional price point. Over 25 in baskets right now. You've got to check these out as quickly as you can because your names have gone off my screen. Loads of you who are connoisseurs, who I'm used to seeing, I don't like to sort of name drop on people just because I always feel like if I'm going to name drop on someone, you're going to guarantee that that person I name drop is they're going to be the person who's like, I don't know, skiving off doing the housework or something like that. So I won't name drop, but I will say there are locations here and names alongside them that I see time and time again buying pearls, and those are the people that are multi-buying. The likes of you in Wiltshire, I see you buying pearls all the time. The likes of East Sussex, you are in there often. Yorkshire as well as another Yorkshire as well, always buying these. You lot multi-purchasing, you know the price of these. You are kind of the connoisseurs that I recognise. So great to have you on board with us, as well as all you others who maybe haven't partaken in Keshi pearls before, because they are quirky, they are unique, they are individual in their look, but boy, that can add to the design. That can add to the design feature of these. Imagine doing a waterfall with these. That's going to look sensational. A bit strange and a bit out there, but if you wanted to do a tree of life with pearls, wouldn't these be the best ones to work with? It'd be like a magical fairy tale organic tree design. You just wouldn't get that look with the likes of a perfect round pearl. This is exceptional. Ladies and gents, names have gone off my screen for a second time. Fleur, what do you think of these, please?
These are my favourite kind of pearl because you get all that pearlescence and all the different undulations, and it just shines and shimmers so beautifully. And these black pearls, because you've got so many different colours in them, they go with everything. So your amethyst and your peridot, because I can see greens and purples within there as well. They're such a lovely, they're either a standalone by themselves. I think if you just popped that in a necklace with a clasp on either side, it'd look outstanding. But you can use them really sparingly as well. So just pop them in here and there just to give that pearlescent look to that piece.
Yeah, definitely. I think they are just fantastic. And actually, imagine they go nicely with your resin, actually.
Yeah, they will.
Because of all the texture and all the looks. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. A great deal for you. Oh, how do you feel about getting your hands on this as a challenge, Fleur?
Oh, yes. Yeah. That'd be nice.
Would that be nice?
Yeah.
All right, go on then. All right, go on then. We'll give them to you. These, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with. You really, really are. If I pass them over to you by brain power. Amazing. Thank you, Fleur. Loads of you treating yourself to these. Whilst you're all treating yourselves and whilst you're all on the phone, how about we get ready to jump, ring. Did that work? Be completely honest with me. Did that work? Okay. I've got for you some more bare copper now. Can I just mention to you that these are going to be extremely popular. Our bare copper in the wire bundle, the actual kit, everything else that we've done today is pretty much been selling, well, sold out or very close to the cusp. I've got for you bare copper now, and they, I know you're going to love and adore. 2 sizes you're getting, so it's kind of like a bundle. 2 sizes, they're the same look and the same design as the black ones I had previously in the 2 sizes, but they're bare copper. These, Fleur, I know you're just going to love. Bare copper jump rings, Fleur. And they're open jump rings, by the way. Both sizes are. Open, textured, bare copper jump rings.
You're not going to believe what I was doing yesterday.
Go on.
Twisting wire so that I could make twisted bare copper jump rings.
Oh no!
Hours.
Hours to do. Oh,
hours
no.
to do. Yeah. So if my husband's still watching, please can you get these as well?
0800 644 655. Press option 1 option to get through to our call centre. These are special, aren't they?
They are really special.
Flying out already.
Never seen them in the twisted metal before. Absolutely fabulous, because when you put the liver of sulphur onto a twisted metal, you can then buff off the top raised section of the twist, and so you get a 2-tone look within that one jump ring. Stunning. So you don't even have to do complicated chainmail weaves to get a real 3D look with that, even if you just did a 2-in-1 chain and then just got some wire wool and just took off the very top of your liver of sulphur, whatever you're using to patina, then you get that really beautiful, almost, I mean, for me it would be gents jewellery, steampunk jewellery, that kind of thing. If you're going to age them that much, they're going to look absolutely wonderful.
And so easy to do, because twisting your wire, not that hard, but when you've got loads of them to do, and I don't know if this is the case at all, and do tell me if I'm wrong, but I imagine if you twisted the wire and you went to cut jump rings, you've then got kind of 2 ends of wire.
No, I twisted one wire, so I put it in my thing and then twisted just the one wire. But it wasn't an even twist, I think, because I was twisting over 2 meters at a time. It wasn't an even twist. It kept snapping. It didn't work very well. No. And I wish I'd have known that these were on today. But never mind.
Never mind.
It was an experiment that I won't do again.
No, it absolutely is. These are going to be stunning with your hair design, aren't they?
Yes, yeah, they will. Because they'll get, again, that light will just play with them, with the texture on them as well, and look great with the black coated ones as well.
That we did earlier on. These are bare copper, okay, so obviously we're not going to do a price point anywhere near the ones we did earlier, because this is genuine bare copper. It will age, it will patina naturally, it can be heated to add looks and textures and almost kind of iridescence. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, for 100. Oh, okay. I did not see that coming. Fleur.
I can't get my breath.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how long it took me yesterday.
Fleur. Wow, I did not see that price coming. I mean, at all. Because I do, some of you might be amazed to know this, but I do actually prep for these shows. I know, I know, honestly. Yeah, I do for each show around about 3.5 hours prep. But as I'm sure you can imagine, when I see a picture of something like this, I presume it's just copper coloured. So there's no, I don't think, I need to do loads of research on that or whatever. I did not realise it was bare copper, and I kind of skimmed over it, because obviously you need to spend more time looking at maybe the big things you got coming up, etc. I did not expect £8.95 at all. No. Educated guess, probably, if I'm honest, JewelleryMaker prices, we're crazy here, we're loop-de-loo, £14.95.
Yeah, double that. I mean, like I say, I left here after my workshop yesterday and spent 2 hours twisting wire, and I think I used that amount of wire, that price of wire, if you like, to actually just then to start coiling it and cutting it. For that price, you can't leave them on
Don't
the
worry,
website.
people aren't.
Yeah.
Don't worry, people aren't. Don't worry. Do not worry. Names have gone off my screen for a second time. Loads of you coming in for this one. Francois in, Christine's in, hello to Essex, hello to Cheshire, lovely to see you Lancashire, really good to see you London and Oregon, as well as everywhere else. It's wonderful, it really is. Well done to you all, just a sensational deal there.
Is my name not on there?
I'll be honest, Babs, there's too many.
Yeah.
There is too many. I'm trying to focus on the name and they're just going, bing,
just keep
bing,
going.
bing, bing, see ya, bye, no, cheers, like that. No. So yeah, there's loads of you coming in. There really, really is. They're phenomenal, aren't they? I can't get over that.
I can't get over them. I can't get over the fact that they're bare copper, and like I said, what you can do with these is just amazing with your texture, with your colouring of what you know. There's lots of things on search engines. If you have a look at natural patinas, you can use salts, you can use coffee, you can use heat, liver of sulphur. There's lots of things that you can do with them to colour them or keep them in this beautiful bright copper colour.
It's fab, really fab. Okay. We are going to be going out. Not a mammoth amount of those ones left. Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that was good, guess what I've got for you now? 925. Stand by. Butterflies, are one of the most used symbols, I would say, outside of your flowers and your stars. Butterflies have connotations left, right and centre. For me, a butterfly is about freedom. It's about changing life, whether that be a job change, whether that be moving. It's about a reflection on yourself. It's about looking at those difficult times, very much like the lifespan of the butterfly itself, you know, going from the caterpillar, going into its cocoon, and then coming out the other side as this beautiful, beautiful butterfly. It is kind of the ugly duckling tale, really, isn't it? It's got the same kind of connotations when you think of them. This design, these features have been used by some of the biggest, most professional names in the world. And now we get to work with them in the professional quality metal as well. 925, ladies and gentlemen. These are stunning. Using them on a charm bracelet, of course, will be, for me, the first thing to bring to mind. But because I've got that gorgeous open, almost lattice work, I suppose, detail, I'm also thinking hangings. I'm also thinking hanging gemstones from here, almost like a butterfly trail. You know when they fly, if you were to draw them to show the motion, you'd kind of do the swirls, wouldn't you? I imagine almost tails coming from this. I imagine, of course, we're talking about resin today. I imagine changing the colour of the open areas in the wings with a little bit of resin and actually kind of letting some of that light shine through with the likes of your enamels even. I love working with features and designs and pieces like this which say so much without saying anything. These say to me a fresh start. These say to me beauty. These say to me femininity. They say to me about freedom, about kind of opening up. They say about being yourself. They say luxury with 925. And for me, gift-wise, a butterfly says a lot without saying anything. What do you think about that, Fleur?
Yeah, butterflies for me are like polystyrene for you.
Are you terrified of butterflies? Really? Oh, have you ever been to Chester Zoo?
No, but I've been to Stratford Butterfly Farm and got attacked by one the same size as my head.
This is a sore subject, isn't it? I could see it in your face that I got attacked. That's like when that's like when the P word rolls towards me. You feel like it's a vendetta.
Yeah, it is. I wiped out 20 Japanese tourists trying to get out the inn door.
You're hilarious. Okay, so let me ask you in a more structured way. For normal people, Fleur, what do you... Says the girl with a phobia of polystyrene. Yeah. For normal people, what do you think a butterfly says to them?
Well, like you say, it's new beginnings. It's a very feminine charm. It's they are beautiful, and like you say, you can colour these with your resin, and we're going to show how you can put resin into something that hasn't got a backing into it with our jump rings later. So you can colour these, you can personalise them, because you've got enough metal on there. If you've got the little 1mm stamps that we used to do, the letter stamps, you could just put an initial on there as well. So you've got, your earrings, they look lovely with your chainmail, because you could take the jump ring off the top and you could chainmail from the sides.
Oh, gorgeous idea.
So that it would sit in your design. You could do a butterfly bracelet with it and just connect them all together.
Stunning idea. And we've had the saw. If you did want to take the jump ring out, you could always saw off that little section there so it was more wing-like and it didn't have the loop at the top. And then you've got sterling silver there, which you could use to add into your other pieces, couldn't you?
Definitely, yeah.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, these are absolutely exceptional. Every single one of them states they're 925. By the way, sorry, I always think we've got so many new people tuning in all the time because we've got, loads of people kind of finding us in different ways now. 925 refers to the percentage of pure silver we have in here. Like how you have like the 9-carat gold or you have the 23-carat gold. It's kind of similar in a way to that. It's kind of to do with the amount of silver, the preciousness of the work in there. This is 92.5% real deal silver. The rest of the ores just added in there for many reasons, to do with kind of the workability, to do with the features we can get from it, to do with the way that we can create it and you can work with it, and loads of other reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, your price point today, I've got to fly it in. I'm not surprised. I didn't even mean to do that, no. Sometimes my natural hilarity just comes out. £6.95. I'm being told by the coolometer, Kerry, the one who knows what's cool, that the well-known charm bracelet store off of the box do matching friendship butterfly charms.
Oh, yeah.
And they're just the charms themselves, £30.
For one.
But are they still in silver, I wonder? I wonder. £6.95 for 5. If my friend gave me one of these, I'd think that is so sweet, and I love the idea of it, and I'd actually be quite happy that they hadn't sort of spent £30 on it, because sometimes for little gifts, I always give gifts for no reason. I give gifts for no reason all the time. I send my grandma homemade cards on a kind of 3-4 week basis, and I'll just throw little gifts in there for her, just things that I've fancied or I've seen and I like or I've made for her. I'll just pop them in there with a card. And it's just no reason gifts, do you know what I mean? I just like the idea of putting a smile on her face. Me and my friends do it all the time, just gifts for no reason. I would actually be chuffed for a gift for no reason to think that she hasn't spent £30, because that would make me feel a bit guilty, I think.
Yeah, it would. And going on the friendship line, you could do a beautiful macrame bracelet from that. Again, from the side, you can macrame either side of that. Just loop your S-lon or whatever cord you're using and just macrame away from it. And that would be a really lovely design, like you say, for a friend or, you know, your mum, your auntie, your sister, your best friends.
Love that. I think that's just a great idea, isn't it? It really is. Bridesmaids, just throwing it out there. Bride and bridesmaid sorted. Hello to, can I just say, naff with names. The only name I can ever get right on a first reading is Becky, and that's because it's mine. Everything else I'm like, is that Michaela or Michelle or Michael? Anyone? This is Elsie. Thanks for your help, voices in my head. You lot are great. Elsie says, just made my first purchase. Happy, happy, happy. Oh, Elsie, congratulations. Lovely to have you with us today. First things first, did you know you're getting some freebies today? You've probably already been told. You might not have been though, and I love a freebie, me. Free DVD today, Get Started DVD. You get... So this is some of the footage from it. It tells you loads of goodies. It gives you techniques. You get a free booklet as well about kind of just really simple things, you know, how to use, how to make bracelets straight away. You get as well, every now and again, the hub, which is all the goings on here at JewelleryMaker, because, you know, we're a nosy lot. You get the likes of, here's Colin in his roll neck. He's our managing director. You've got the likes of some of our guest designers in here. These are the ones you get kind of on a monthly basis. But Elsie, you also get in this Get Started, and it shows you things like different equipment you can buy, how you can use the jewellery to make basic earrings. Free. Absolutely free. It's amazing, isn't it, really?
Not many jewellery hobbies or what you watch where you can actually get free how to get started, you know, how to start to make. Not very many places where you could say, oh, can I have, you know, if you go sewing or go to that big crafty shop and say, oh, can I have a free book and DVD on how to start sewing? They'd think you were crazy.
Yeah, they would. They absolutely would. They really would. I went in to the baker's the other day and asked for some free yeast, because they give it out for free, don't they? If you go to the baker's, you get fresh yeast. You only need a tiny bit. I was making a sourdough, and my base had gone a bit funny. Anyway, I asked for yeast. They wouldn't even give me free yeast. I'm totally over it. Elsie, lovely to have you with us today. Really, really nice. Don't forget, we're all on Facebook. If you want to get in touch with me, it's Rebecca Redican, Redican, presenter. To get in touch with Fleur, it's JM Guest Designer Fleur Hastings.
That's it.
And get in touch with us on there. Feel free to. We like it. I love hearing of people.
Yeah, I do as well, and seeing their creations and seeing they say, because I get a lot of questions as well, is this the right kind of weave? So you can get, you know, you can interact with people a lot easier No, it's really nice to hear of people.
It is
as
really
well.
nice.
Yeah.
And it's good to keep people up to date with what you're all up to and sharing crafting ideas and things. Hello to Alison. One of these on your 925 silver bracelet costs under £5. Sell for £15. Instant profitability. That's a great way to think about it, Alison. And wait, I've got 5 of them here. So that's what, £50 worth? That was maths on the spot there. Not one of my strong points. That is epic. Well done, everybody. Loads of you treating yourself to these, but I do have to go on over to a break now because you, I, the team, and Fleur are going to be getting crafty after the break, okay? We're going to be demoing, we are going to be learning, and we're going to be bringing you an astonishing price kit. More jump rings, more inspiration, more deals to come. Stay exactly where you are. We're back for creativity after this break.
I started crafting from a very young age, doing all sorts of different crafting. That developed into card making and then onto jewellery making.
I got started because my sister started giving us jewellery and the women in the family jewellery as gifts.
To start, I was making it for me, and then my friends saw what I was wearing, and then one of my friends said, well, why don't you have a go at selling? So I thought, well, I'll give it a go and see how it goes.
I do like a challenge. Because sometimes you look at something and think you can't do it, but then you don't know if you don't try, do you?
When you've made it and you've just made it, you think that's nice, put it on. When you get it out the next time, that's when you think, yeah, that looks really good, that looks quite professional and I'm proud to wear it.
Quite often at work they'll ask me what I'm wearing. They're astonished. First of all, you think something so simple and they're astonished at the piece of jewellery that you've made.
They say it looks so professional, and when I show them how easy it is to do, they're saying, oh, can I have a go of it?
These necklaces are great for layering up, for atmosphere, sort of holidays.
Because they're there in the living room with you, you get to see the same people on a regular basis and you feel a bit like you know them.
It's like a family, you know all the guests that are on the TV. And then when you come to something like a workshop, it's really good because you seem to know everybody, you know about the people that you're working with.
It just feels like your own family, that you're actually there with them and you are part of their family, you're part of their, you know, their community.
JewelleryMaker course gift vouchers are now available. You can choose from a bronze, silver or gold voucher. Each voucher is worth a different amount that entitles you to put towards a course of your choice. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. When you place your first order with JewelleryMaker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces, and the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today.
These are a bit of a treat. Why? Because they're a double purchase. That means we're taking the price low. Why again? Because they're $9.25. Why again? Because technically, we're starting off with part of the kit, ladies and gentlemen. That's how much we want to show you today. Not only have we already done, extra sections of demos we weren't even meant to be doing in hours we don't normally do them. We're starting off this hour with parts of the kit because I've got loads to get through. I want to get it all in so that we can get involved in this amazing step-by-step tuition from my wonderful guest designer, Fleur. Fleur, what do you think of these 925 clasps, please?
They're really, really beautiful because they've got a lovely, again, like we were saying about the texture on the bare copper, got a nice finish to them and that nice undulation and the markings on them. Absolutely beautiful.
Really stunning, aren't
and
they?
They're really substantial as well. They're really heavy pieces.
A lot of weight to them.
Yeah.
A lot of weight to them. Obviously, weight, inherent value, because it means more sterling silver was used with these, so you get more of that kind of luxury metal. Now, I've not seen these ones before, and I've got to say they are beautiful. Why so? Because the detail on them, let me just grab this one as well so I can show you both sides. The detail on them is exquisite. It's not over the top, it's not too much, it's just a really gorgeous, quirky detail. You've got them together as a pair here. Now that means we've actually paired them up to give you a very, very special price point. Now, already loads of you coming in. One thing I know you will be asking is, does it say 925 upon it? Yes, it does, ladies and gentlemen. It says it on the toggle and on the T-bar. Hey up. Oh, my hand's in the way. That does not work, Becky. Sorry, I forgot how cameras worked then. A T-bar and on the back of the loop as well. So if you wanted to do yourself a posh set of your 925 pieces for the likes of your cufflinks, how posh would that be? 925 cufflinks. These are really beautiful details, so beautiful that Fleur's just throwing things around in protest.
It's my mic.
Oh, okay. Your belt's not flown off again,
No,
is it?
not yet.
All
No.
right, no. Ladies and gentlemen, come and treat yourself to these whilst you can. Terrific toggles. Multi-buyers and individual buyers are pretty much a bang on half-half split now. More multi-buyers now, more multi-buyers than there are single buyers. And we're rolling the price down. Everybody pays that final closing price, don't forget. £12.95. Everybody pays that final closing price. Okay, everybody. Doesn't matter if you come in right at the start or right at the end, everyone pays the same price. And the great thing about coming in right at the start, though, is you're not then elbowing people out of the way to kind of get your hands on these. If you purchase the sterling silver butterflies, these ones that we had just before the break, and you pair it with your sterling silver clasp, you have got a match made in heaven there, realistically. Because I would think, you know, if you're dealing with quality in a clasp, you want quality in charms too, really, don't you, if you can?
Yeah, you want it all to match if you can, because you want that real inherent value of that bracelet. If it's a gift, you know, you want to know that every single part of it's sterling silver.
You really do. And with this, you most certainly do. I think that's so substantial. You've got a really nice weight on these. As soon as you feel it, you can tell it's there. Don't forget, a clasp is not, you know, it's not a no one puts baby in the corner kind of thing, is it? A clasp can be a big, bold statement. It can be the front of your necklace. It can be the centre of your necklace, actually, can't it? It could be the pendant almost, when it's as beautiful as this.
And sometimes as well, you find that your necklace does spin round so that, because the clasp tends to be a heavier part of it, it will turn round. So you do want it to be as beautiful as the rest of your piece.
Yeah, you really do. 5 grams worth total, ladies and gentlemen, across these two, of that precious metal, which is just exquisite. It really, truly is. And like I say, it is part of the kit too, because we got so much to learn today. We're diving right in. I'm really quickly going to move on to the next part of the kit, if I may. And we're heading on over to the bezels. These I am so excited about. When I saw these in my schedule yesterday, I instantly needed to know exactly how much they would be, exactly how many we were getting. 2 of them you're getting. Tell me about how you felt when you saw these.
They're brilliant, because for me, I mean, that as it stands out, it's a beautiful bracelet that you can fill with resin, but for me, they were individual pendants, individual standalone sections for my curtain tiebacks.
Yeah.
And I could showcase a different resin technique, if you like, in each and every one of them.
Yeah. They are so beautiful. As you see, you can see it can be a bracelet. If it's too large for you, too small for you, add some jump rings. If it's too small, to make it a little bit larger, take some of the links out as you would normally if you wanted to. They are so super duper sturdy. Look at the clasp on this, which is attached. You don't even have to fiddle with these. Great if you are brand new, because you don't have to worry about kind of adding treats onto this. But look, you get the clasp here, and then you get the actual jump ring at the end there. So you just loop it through like you would normally with any clasp. And then it links in. Did you hear that nook then? Did you hear that? That is security, ladies and gentlemen. And that's your bracelet done up for you, working as your bezel. And we're going to show you how to use these. Basically, we're going to fill them with a medium that makes every single one unique and individual. I've not just got that shape, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the shape as well. Oval. That's the one. Oh, when words escape you. Like me the other day when I was talking about different eras in time, such as cavemen, the Stone Age, and Iron Man. Yeah. That happened. You've got this beautiful oval-shaped bezel as well, which you can see. What we've done here is we've essentially given you two bracelets, but we're going to talk more about very, very soon how you can use these individual components, as you can see Fleur has, to make them go further. So two of these clasps working in the same way. Your price point today on these. The great thing about kits is we bring you pairings together, we bring you inspiration, but we also bring you step-by-step demonstrations and great prices. We will roll the price down on this for you today. This is your discount code, SWGC65. That's your discount code right there if you're watching on TV. That is the discount code. It only lasts until 8 o'clock tomorrow. It has got a deadline on it, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Enter that discount code online at JewelleryMaker.com or the app. You can download a free app on your phone if you want to on your tablet, or just call the call centre. Honestly, there are a few doors down. They're fantastic. If you need to know more about genuine gemstones, a lot of them are GIA trained. Like a lot of the presenters here are as well. So they'll be able to help you out with them if you do have any questions. It's a free phone number off a landline in the UK and off your mobile phones nowadays as well. That is your reduction price. That is your discount code. Add that to your order whilst you have the opportunity to get it at that amazing price point, because it is something very special. These fit for purpose most certainly, aren't they?
They're great for resin because they've got a real deep well on them as well. So you've got the sides on them that will hold a lot of resin. So you can get lots of different effects within your resin because you can add more resin into it. So the thicker the bezel or the thicker the wall, the more you can add in and make those elements really different.
Yeah, because you can see that here if I show you. The lip, the bezel section we're talking about is this section here that stands up proudly. So it means you get a real nice deep well within there. It gives you a lot of depth. And if you are doing things like your resin, you know, if you wanted to encapsulate flowers in here with your clear resin over the top, you've got enough depth there to add up layers.
Yeah, you can. You can add something that are quite thick in there actually. You know, so you could have a leaf or something like that. They obviously have to be dried. Everything that goes in resin has to be completely 100% dry. So whatever you're making, memory pieces or you know abstract pieces with your resin colours, you can create lots of different effects because you're not going to scratch the bottom of the resin.
Great deal on those ones. Finally, for now, I've got so many more jump rings coming up in the show. I've got so many more treats coming up in the show. Finally, for now, on this kit, I'm bringing to you the gemstones, genuine, real deal gemstones. I always think, okay, with the likes of Alicia before, was it Alicia? Elsie. See? Names. See ya. Yeah, with the likes of her earlier on, just saying she'd made her first purchase. I always just think, I imagine myself in your position and watching us do this now and having a price point in your mind. I would love to know, first time purchasers, kind of in your own mind now, just think, how much would you expect to pay before you found us for genuine real deal pearls? Okay, how much would you have expected? When you think of a genuine necklace, and for anyone who is new, let me just show you this. These are genuine pearls. Now, I don't mean they're made of shell pearl. I don't mean they've been made in a lab. I don't mean they're a plastic or a synthetic or a glass. They're made in a mollusk over many months. Long time. These are real deal pearls. fresh water. This is touching at the back. That for me is a necklace length. How much before you lot found Jewellery Maker would you expect to pay for this type of piece? Because I would genuinely say £150 upwards. Oh, in fact, you're right. Yeah, you're right. My director, Kerry, is just saying to me, actually, when we went to the NEC and we did the bridal workshop and we showed a strand of pearls in a box and we were getting people to guess the price of the necklace, they were guessing £150 and more in some cases. Yeah, I'm going to take the whole section of this to under £30. So that's kind of, it feels like £120 back in your pocket, really, doesn't it? It's what it feels like. I think we should have just gone, you think it's £150? All right, hand it over. And just not told them. 150? Okay, I tell you what, give you a discount, £112. Come on. I'd have done that. I'm cheeky. I've got for you here your genuine white freshwater cultured pearls. Just so you know, the situation with cultured pearls at the moment, very difficult indeed. Prices are being driven up. I've got 2 strands worth here. You've got the really gentle, delicate ones, which are so cute. We stopped doing these for a while. These are a 3x2 to a 4x2. And you've also got your rice bead shapes there as well. Drilled at that elongated point gives you great droplets. I've then got this genuine gemstone, real deal gemstone. Again, new purchasers. This is a corker of a strand. Let me show you. Genuine gemstone. What you're about to see is real. Do not adjust your TV sets. You ready? This is labradorite. Wait for it. Totally natural. Have I added a coating? No. Have I added a foil? No. Have I got some of that really cool nail varnish you used to get free with magazines in the 90s? No, I haven't. This is totally and absolutely real deal natural gemstone. The phenomenon you're seeing now with that sheen of light underneath the surface is referred to as labradorescence, and it is a magical looking phenomenon. Beautiful gemstone strand here, great quality. You don't always get this amount of labradorescence in a labradorite. You don't always, it's only in top quality. You'll get that amount, and there is a big amount in it, there really is. Let me show you it against the white as well, so you just get an idea of the look of the body of colour. You're looking at your sizes on this, you're looking at around about a 5x2 to around about a 7x4. Beautiful strand there in those rondelles. Really nice shape to work with, in particular if you are new. I've also got for you some of your essentials. Now, you know I was talking earlier on about the free booklet and DVD you got on your first order. Well, in there it will talk to you about some of your essentials. Come here, you. And these are literally essentials because they're referred to as the Essential Threading Pack. It comprises of 3 components. Very briefly, it'll explain all of this more in the likes of your books and your DVD. Very briefly, monofilament. It's tiny, tiny, tiny little elements of wire with a coating over the top, which you can swirl, you can twirl, you can bead with. Super strong DVDs on that. You've got your elastic, does what it says on the tin, clear and stretchy. And you've also got your monofilament, and that is very much like a fishing wire. Very strong, durable and clear. Your price point for all 3 strands and this collection here is rolling down. I know. Think about how much we were saying about the pearl strand. Genuine pearls, both of them. £21.95 for all of those, ladies and gentlemen. That is exceptional. That is an exquisite price point for the quality of those pearls, for the quality of that labradorite. That labradorite alone, to me, you're looking, well, it is a £12.95 strand to my eyes. To my eyes, it's that type of quality, £12.95 strand. Maybe even more. I'm playing it quite safe there, actually. I'm playing it quite safe. £21.95 for the whole thing is very special indeed. Get them whilst you have the opportunity to do so. And we're going to see exactly how wonderful Fleur has worked with them. Oh, I'm being told, sorry, I did say that this is the last section that we were doing for now. Sorry, I've just been told producer wants to really quickly squeeze in the jump rings. Do apologise, don't listen to me. Producer is saying, let's bring them a little treat with these jump rings. And a treat they are. Your eyes have just gone, pring. You love these, Fleur?
I do love these, yeah. This is the second time that I've worked with the gunmetal ones, and they're absolutely brilliant. They are just beautiful. And to get all the sizes and to get the silver as well, and silver's the one that I get asked about the most. Silver's the one that everybody always says, oh, do you know when the silver jump rings are coming back into stock? Because it's a really safe colour, you know. Silver's more safer than gold, if you like, when you're buying as presents or you're making as presents. And then the gunmetal is just perfect. The gunmetal's now my favourite. That and the bare copper are my favourites.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Look at those. That gunmetal is really rich, isn't it? Stunning look. Let me tell you exactly what we're getting here from you've got that black, that gunmetal colour, and you've got the silver. These are the types of sizes and amounts we're looking at. So 5mm in your black and your silver, and those are 200 of each. You've then got, again, in the black and the silver, 6mm, 200 of each. You've also got here, in the black and the silver, 7mm, and you're getting 200 of those each. And then you get the oval jump rings, which I showed you just then, in the black and the silver. Great for different looks, different weaves, kumihimo, of course, 7x5. Your price point today, for 1,600 jump rings, it's rolling down, and it's rolling down dramatically. You're getting a mammoth amount of these. These are perfect for chainmail. They're great as a main component. They're great for making really simple chains, perfect for chainmail. £29.95.
That is an amazing price. I thought that would just be for the silvers.
Yeah.
Without the black gunmetal grey ones as well. That is a fantastic price. The amount of chainmail you can make with all those jump rings takes about 140 of your 6mm to make a 7-inch Byzantine bracelet. Okay. So you can do nearly 3 Byzantine bracelets with just the 6mm ones that are there, and you'd sell one Byzantine bracelet for about, I mean, I sell them for £28, but if you wanted to say £20 or £15, you know, that's just for one bracelet. Then
you're happy as Larry, aren't you? If you are new to us, and maybe you've made a bit of jewellery before, maybe you haven't, chainmail, when we refer to that, we're talking about a medium, and Fleur does loads of DVDs, which you can buy from us. Just call the call centre and ask about them. £4.95 they are, around about an hour's worth of tuition. If you're like me and you love the likes of your crochet, or if you're a knitter, it's quite, in a weird way, it's sort of similar, because it's quite methodical, it's got a nice movement to it.
It's a pattern to it, yeah, it's just following a pattern.
So a great one for you to get involved with. Hi again, Fleur.
All right.
Yeah! These pieces are phenomenal. Tell us about your journey with this, please.
Well, Pip asked me to do curtain tie-backs, and he said, do you want to do them in resin? I said, yeah, that'd be fabulous, but I need some bezels or some wire that I can make a bezel from. He said, oh, we've got you know, lots of bezels coming in, so we can use those. What colours would you like? And I said definitely monochrome for me, because I love the monochrome look. And that's how it started, really. I just wanted to have a little play with different resin techniques, just out of two resins, so the black resin and the white resin, and what different looks you could create from that with these really nice jump rings that we've got as well coming up later. We've got these fabulous jump rings that you can use as bezels.
Phenomenal, isn't it? Really, I love how we've done these designs. Barbara's messaged him. Hey, Barbara, saying, wow, 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 jump ring heaven. And Fleur and Becky, great afternoon. And that's from Barbara. Oh, Barbara, you're such a love.
She does love her chainmail, Barbara.
Oh, yeah, well.
That's a great deal for you, Barbara,
isn't it? Barbara's just in heaven now.
Yeah.
She's loving that. I hope you're having a really wonderful afternoon, Barbara, and thank you for that message. Don't forget, you can text us in. It's 60777. So you text to the JM studio or get in touch at JewelleryMaker.com. Barbara, you're an absolute love, and well done on getting that deal. Really sensational deal. Go on, sorry, what you can say?
Yeah, so I've looked at curtain tie-backs, and they predominantly are material, aren't they? A lot of them are material or cord that are all twisted together. But there is only a section at the front where you can see on the curtain, and the rest is just a chain or... So all I did was I concentrated on the first bit that would go on the curtain. I've used a little bit of ribbon just to tie them up, but essentially you would have a hook. So you would just hang hang them both on a hook, so you wouldn't need the ribbon. It's just so I could show them onto the actual onto the bust there, so we can show how they look.
Yeah.
One section's got lots of gemstones hanging down off of them to make that really nice draped look, and the other one is just plain, just chainmail, a really simple 1-in-3 chainmail weave. But I really concentrated on the resin to get the resin a lot more different.
And it really is different. It's a great way, using mixed media as this, to be able to kind of give that beautiful, unique and individual style to your own home. And that's what the home show this weekend's all about. It's about making your home look as individual as you make yourself look, actually.
Yeah, with your jewellery, and taking those techniques that you know already and maybe adding them to something that you wouldn't have thought of before.
Yes.
So doing your curtain drapes, or doing you know, a mobile, or and Alison did a vase yesterday, Karen did a birdcage, you know, lots of different areas of your house that you can actually adorn with genuine gemstones as well, and your medium or your skill that you work with.
And the medium we're working with today is called resin. Tell us a little bit about that.
So resin it's basically we use resin in lots of different ways. We use it to coat roofs, cars, you know, lots of ways. It's a hard wearing, like almost like a hard plastic, if you like. So it comes, when we get it, it comes in 2 different bottles, and it consists of a resin and a hardener. And when you mix those 2 elements together, it starts a chemical reaction, which will then start to harden and cure, what we call cure that resin. The best thing about resin is we can actually colour the resin. So we can use lots of colours, we can use lots of techniques with the resin. We can use it as like a magnifying glass with a dome in resin. What you put inside your bezel, when you put a dome over the top of it, acts like a magnifying glass and will actually magnify what's under there a little bit more. It's not going to be huge, but it will magnify a little bit more. And it means that you can create things like memory jewellery, you can create different looks to your jewellery, you can create almost cabochon-esque styles with your resin. You can emulate what a cabochon looks like with your resin, and it's very durable, it's very lightweight, and it's really fun to do. The only bit that you have to concentrate on is the measuring of it, and the way that we measure our resin is we have 2 parts of our resin to 1 part of our hardener. Now you always know the difference between them, because the hardener always comes in this darker coloured bottle, and it always has a pipette, whereas the resin is a clear solution. If you've got the clear, you know, if we're dealing with the clear rather than the translucence, it's always in these plastic bottles with a little dropper on the top. When you get your resin home, a lot of people say, oh, I've not got a full one, it's not full. You've got the correct amount of resin in there, because resin needs air in it as well, because you can't fill it all the way up to the top, because if it did get hot, it would start to expand a little bit.
It's like with your hair dyes.
Yeah, it's never a full bottle because of that chemical reaction that has to take place. So you're not going to pour one into the other. What we're going to use is these little, like, medicine pots, if you like. So we use the medicine pots to mix it together. When you're mixing your resin, never mix it in something like a polystyrene cup. Not that you ever would, Becky.
No thanks.
But it will melt through a polystyrene cup. A little bit like polymer clay with cling film will eat the cling film, and it'll go all tacky and horrible. Yeah. Always use a hard plastic, so something like what you would put your polymer clay in. So number 5 plastic is absolutely perfect. Okay, so always remember 2 parts of your resin to 1 part of your hardener. So if we were looking at it in sort of like gram weight, you take 2 grams of resin, 1 gram of hardener. That would create 3 grams of resin. Okay. 3 grams of resin would actually do all of the curtain tiebacks on like 1 section. So 3 grams is a lot of resin.
That is a lot.
So in this pot here, there's 7.5 grams of resin that I've mixed up, and you'll see that we're only going to use a small amount of it. We wouldn't waste it, because what we do when we've got a little bit left over is we make these lovely little mats. And the way that we use these is we can either use them onto an acetate, or I've used the Teflon sheets that are on the website as well. So we'll go through how to make these as well at the end.
Brilliant.
So rather than weighing it out, and all you need to weigh out is a set of scales that goes to 0.0 of a gram. So if you look at your household scales, if they go 0.0 and they're digital, they're brilliant. Fab. Again, if it's a bouncy table, pop it on a real solid, and that's your steel block is absolutely brilliant for that, because you don't want any bounce in the weight, because it is quite sensitive to weight.
Yes.
So if you went 0.1 of a gram over with your resin and you didn't put the half a gram of hardener in there, it wouldn't cure properly. It will go tacky. So that's the only part that you just have to concentrate a little bit on. After that, it's just fun playtime.
Fun times.
And we're going to make Becky do fun playtime.
Yes! Good.
So just so you know, Becky, the black sections in there are slightly wet, so don't put your finger in them.
No, I won't.
Okay, so because resin, like we've said, it is a chemical. It's not a harsh chemical, and it doesn't affect my skin at all. But if you've got very, very sensitive skin, it's always a good idea to get into the habit of actually popping a little tiny bit of hand cream on. And this is on our website, and you need... That's all you need. And it's called plastic gloves, basically. It's like gloves in a bottle. If you want to use gloves, you can do. I prefer not to, because by taking them on and off and on and off, I get resin everywhere. So I prefer just to have this. And like I say, it is usually on our website. I think it is still on there. So what we're going to do, rather than you watch me weigh it all out, I've just weighed myself and Becky 2 pots here. So I've done this about 10 minutes ago. Now the way that resin works is when you first make it, it's quite runny, and over about an hour's time it'll start to get more tacky. Now for the techniques that we're going to do today, we want it to have a little bit of resistance. So we want it like honey rather than water. So you can see there that this is more of a honey, texture.
Yeah, a bit
and
more
over
viscous.
an hour, yes. So this is the high viscosity resin. So this is a doming resin. So this will actually hold the molecules together. Low viscosity is completely different. It'll flood like water.
Yes.
So if you think of it as water and honey, low viscosity is like water. Doming resin is like honey. So we want it to go into a more honey state. So I've just made these about 10 minutes before.
Brilliant.
Just so you know that I've already mixed them up.
So you've been mixing for quite a while. We've got the opportunity for you to get your hands on the resin now. Once we weigh out the resin, it's just a case of mixing and having fun, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, you've got an hour's playtime with it. And even after an hour, you can still work with it. It just goes more of like a chewing gum type texture. And you'll see it changing. And with some of my effects, like this one here, this one I needed it, and that was after an hour I started to play with this, because I needed it to keep the colours and keep the formations, because I wanted it to try and make some wings. So if I show you the other one here was slightly less time, and you can see it's bleeding together and gone a little bit grey. So it's playtime, and it's experimenting. It's like being back at school, experimenting in your chemistry lab. It's fabulous.
It really is. It's a really easy medium in the sense of getting started, and also it's a great medium to really let your creativity go wild. We're bringing these for you, like we say. There goes a pairing. Your price point today has rolled down to just £11.95. We're going to bring you the coloured paste in a little bit, but essentially to start you off, this basically to get you started. Pretty easy, isn't it?
Well, if you think you've got 50 grams of resin, so if you take another half of that, so you've got 75 grams of resin that you actually made.
In total.
And that's 7.5 grams of resin there. Good job I didn't put it there, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's 7.5, and we can do all this jewellery with just that little bit of resin. It's going to go on. When you store your resin, if you pop it in a box and pop it, like you keep your medicines, somewhere dark, out of the sunshine, if it does go into sunshine, it will start to yellow, and that's just the chemical reaction within it. So, but it doesn't go really yellow, it goes like an amber yellow. So if you want that look, then that's fine as well.
£11.95. Loads of people checking out on this one. This is essentially all you need to get you started. So it's great, really. Treat yourself to it whilst you can.
Okay, so we're going to use the colour pastes with our resin. So I've just used some square bezels that I bought off the website a couple of weeks ago. We had the square ones on. What we're going to do is we're going to start to do this kind of effect here, where we're going to swirl 2 colours together, and it's really, really simple. So what we need to do before we do that is we need to add the colour into our resin. So if I give Becky her resin, and what we're going to do, because this is now mixed up, we can now split this into another empty pot as well. So we can now just pop a little bit of this resin into a spare pot. Because what we want is we want a black pot and a white pot, and we don't want to obviously contaminate the two. Now I'm just using lollipop sticks to mix it with, and then your best friends will be your cocktail stick. So all you'll need is your cocktail stick, your lollipop stick, and always have something like a kitchen towel next to you, because you need something that's not got any filaments in it.
Okay.
Because if you get a filament in this, like a hair, if you've got cats around, you get a cat hair in it and you don't see it, it will cure and it will be in there forever.
Okay.
So if you want that look, again, you know, I do a lot of memory jewellery, so I have quite a lot of
animal hair trapped within this.
Trapped within resin. So the colour pastes are so simple to use. The colour pastes aren't resins, they are just a high pigment colour. So all we need when you use your colour paste is you need 10% of the weight of the resin, which is very difficult to work out. It's a really easy way of using it. If you just take your cocktail stick and you just take a tiny little bit, dab your cocktail stick in, that little bit will be enough. If I just put my hand behind it, there you go. That little bit there will be enough to colour all that resin. So you just dab your cocktail stick in and then give it a stir around and it'll start to colour it. And this is going to go a matte black, so it's an opaque resin this one will make now, so you won't be able to see through it. Okay, so you can see just that tiny little bit of resin has actually coloured it completely beautiful,
Massively.
glossy black. And we're going to do exactly the same for the white. So we take our other cocktail stick, just remembering not to cross-contaminate your cocktail sticks until you have mixed them all up.
them all. The colours are on right now, the colour paste that we've got here, the black, white and the glitter as well. So you're getting the different looks with these. Obviously not a colour one with the glitter, of course.
No. With the glitter needs a different hardener. So the glitter needs the low viscosity hardener because the glitter is an actual resin in itself. With the resin, with the glitter particles suspended in it. So if you've got the other resin hardener, which is the low viscosity, which I know we have on the website quite often, have a look on there, and that's the one that you need for the special effects. Again, there's lots of information out there. If you want to message me, if you get a little bit confused with which hardener goes with which resin, that's no problem at all. But today we're going to use the black and the white as the colour pastes.
It's phenomenal, really beautiful. I'm bringing these to you now, your price point should be... Can we get my cocktail stick in here, Fleur?
Yeah.
Oh, come back.
Don't drop it in the black one.
No. Same again.
A little bit less than that.
£12.95, ladies and gentlemen. Do treat yourself to this one whilst you have the opportunity to do so, because that's for all three of them.
And you can
that's going to last for ages using that tiny bit.
You can see how far that's going to go. It's going to go a long, long way because you need the smallest amount. So, I mean, if you mix up 10 grams of resin, you only need 10%, 0.1 of a gram of 1 gram, sorry, of the colour. So it's very, very little amount that you actually need.
30 grams in each one. Wow.
It's going to last you a lot. And again, keep it the same as what you would keep, like we said about the resin. Keep it in a dark place. You know, have I put that in there without any resin in it? Oh no, I have.
Yeah.
I was thinking, hang on a minute.
It's all right, Fleur, I'll help you.
You can help me along.
No, yes, you've done that correct.
That's okay then. So now I've got my two resins mixed up. And I'm just giving that another little swirl around. It's just to get the colour paste to go into all the parts of the resin. So now we're going to take our bezels. Now, what we're going to do to start with is we'll do the bullseye style one first, where we use the jump ring in the middle.
Fab.
Now, I've got these fabulous jump rings that are coming up.
They're coming up for you in a bit, these ones.
So I've used, if we just ignore the silver ones for the moment, what I've done is I've just put a black base into the round bezel. So that's all I've done to start with. So I've just poured a little bit of the resin in there, and I let I did that at about 2:30, so it's been there about an hour.
Okay.
So the reason I've left it for about an hour is so that when I put the white resin into the jump ring, it won't flood underneath and go grey.
Okay.
If it does, it will look really nice. It doesn't really matter. You've not really wasted anything. So what we're going to do now is take in our pliers. So we'll take our pliers. We're going to pick up our beautiful, really almost like a flat profile jump ring these, and we're just going to drop it roughly in the middle. Now if it doesn't roughly go in the middle, you can still give it a little
twiddle.
Yeah, get it into the middle so it sits just there. Okay.
Middle, first time.
Perfect. Pro.
Do they have to be in the middle?
No, you can have different looks. Just that I'm a bit of a
Well, I'm going to really annoy you and just put mine right over here.
I was going to say, you can mix it up, you can do what you want. That's perfect.
Looks like googly eyes now.
It does. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our white resin. Take some of our white resin.
Yeah, I'm here.
And we're just going to take our, you can use your cocktail stick or you can use your lollipop stick, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And we're going to just drop it into the middle. So what we're doing is we're just letting it flood into the middle of that resin there. And this it is a little bit still a bit wet, so it is going a little bit grey, but that doesn't matter. We can work with that. So we can get a nice little pattern like that in the middle if we wanted. So mine's just swirled a little bit. So you never actually know what you're gonna get with it. It's just such a fabulous medium. Now, if these were absolutely dry before we popped that white resin in, it wouldn't go slightly grey. But what we can do, because it's started to move a little bit and gone a little bit grey, I'm just going to take my cocktail stick and I'm just going to move it a little bit more and I'm going to create some swirls in it. So I've just literally just popped my cocktail stick into there and just swirled it around a little bit. And that's another technique that we're going to do in a second anyway. So I'm just swirling it around, and they don't have to match. You know, they can, if they're individual pendants, they don't have to match at all. So just give it a little swirl around, and then you've got a completely different look. And like I said, if you were to leave the black to dry completely, you would get a pure white onto the black. That's really good. Thanks. I like that. That's got like a little halo. Can we put that underneath here so they can see?
Oh yeah, go on then. I don't like to show off.
Becky's more than mine. But this one's got a beautiful halo, so it's got a grey and then going into the white. Yeah. I really like that. Oh, that's really good.
Thanks, Fleur.
Fabulous.
Anyone else see the dragon in this? That's what I see.
Do you know, Mark was saying that, my husband, he kept saying, I can see a dragon in that one, or I can see a fish in that one. So you can actually see things in them as well. Brilliant. So that's a really quick, simple technique to use that you can just use with those two little jump rings set into your bezels.
And these are perfect for it. As we said, they've got the flat profile. They're kind of a square wire, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Flat profile on these. And I've got loads of different sizes by the looks of things. I've got your small, your medium and your large on these ones. They are open jump rings. 20 is the size of the larger. 16 going down, and then we've got the 12mm ones here. Great to have that range.
Yeah, perfect. Great for chainmail. I mean, I've not used them for chainmail as such because I had the resin to play with as well. Yeah. But if you wanted to use them just for pure chainmail, it'd be absolutely brilliant.
Square profile on these, silver plated, flat jump rings, 110 in total. Your price point today is rolling down, even though that already actually is a great price for 110, £20 for 110 of them. Oh. £20? 20.
Wow.
But we've rolled it down, yeah.
Gosh, because they'll go so far. Yeah. Well, you see, I've only used like one in each bezel.
In each bezel, yeah.
And then when I've done the, because I've actually filled them with resin as well and popped them on some sticky tapes. I'm going to show you how to do this in a second.
Oh, wow.
So we can actually use them as a bezel. So you can see how they're just onto some sticky tape there. So we're going to show that in a second.
Yeah.
And show how to get the different looks in there as well.
So you use these as your bezels?
Yeah, and then you just drill it, because you can, if you've got a hand drill or even just your reamer, you can go through resin, because it's not that hard to go through it. You know, if you've got a Dremel, even better, but if you haven't, it doesn't really matter.
Fab.
Right, so we're now going to go and move along to do the one where it merges together.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're starting to now do this kind of design. Okay, so
beautiful.
You could probably see where it's going to go. So we're going to fill one half with white,
yes,
and then one half with black.
Got you.
But leave a little valley in the middle, like no man's land in the middle.
Okay.
And then we're going to make them
meet,
and we're going
to become one.
That's it. We're going to merge them together.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop some of my black resin into my oval bezel. Now this worked, I found, better with the oval bezel because I had more room to make more shapes, if you like. So I'm just popping a little bit down. Now you can use a little bit of that tacky blue stuff just to put these in place a little bit more if you want, if they're moving around. But all I'm doing is just popping a little bit into the bottom of one side there. So you need, like we said before, because these are nice and deep, these resin these bezels, we can actually get quite a lot of resin into them.
There's loads actually that can go
So
in,
you can get
isn't there?
lots and lots of resin in there, and afterwards as well we can put a nice dome on it as well to magnify what we're doing. So that's one half with the black resin in.
Okay.
I'm now going to take the white resin, and you can see now it's starting to go a little bit more like, you see it's a little bit more honey consistency. It's taken a long time to move around now.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pop the white in the other end.
I'm not contaminating, don't you worry.
Don't worry. And that's where you can use your little piece of kitchen paper for that. So that's, you always have that in your hand anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my cocktail stick and I'm just going to encourage this into the top half, because this has gone a little bit more viscous now, it's got a high viscosity, it's just wanting to stay together in a dome, but we're going to just like make it just come round to the outsides. And where you touch the resin onto the sides, that's where it will go. So it won't try and pull away from that edge. It will stay close to it. So what we're going to do now, are you at that area? That sort of like...
I'm keeping up.
Brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're now going to introduce the black into the white. Okay, so we do the black first into the white rather than the white into the black.
Got you.
If you do the white into the black, what you'll get is you'll get grey straight away. Whereas if you get the black into the white, because it's a stronger colour going into a lighter colour, it stays more true.
Okay.
So this is where you can now play. So every time you pop your cocktail stick in and drag it through, you wipe your cocktail stick off, okay? So I'm going into the black and I'm just bringing it round. And you start to create your patterns. So I'm going to do all the black bits first, so bringing round and through. And this, because this has now got to a stage where it is like honey, it's not going to start to flood. It is actually staying in those lines. If you were to try and do this technique before you've let it rest for say half an hour, it will just start to go a little bit grey. It will start to try and merge together. Okay. But because it's now a lot thicker consistency, I can now start to move this around. You see there, if I've got a little bit, now if I don't like that larger line there, all I can do is just get some of the white and just push it into it. So I can reduce it down or make a nice feature out of it, okay? So now I'm quite happy with the amount of black that's going into the white now, so I'm now going to turn it around and I'm going to go from the white into the black. So you can mirror image what you're doing.
That is clever.
With your resin. So I've now done 2 lines of the white going into the black. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring from this bottom end here and I'm going to move through that large thick line and I'm going to take it back up into the white. So you can start to get these real beautiful techniques. Now what you have to do is sometimes you can do too much and it starts to lose its lines and lose where it's looking. So what I tend to do is maybe leave it for a few minutes, go away, I'll do another piece and then come back to it and say, right, do I need to put any more in there? Do I need to add a little bit more, add a little bit less? But I think I'm just going to add a few more sections of the white going into the black and bring it all the way around the sides like that. And I think I'm quite happy with that, with my one there. I think that one's quite nice. It's a bit of like the, what's the one for the theatre? You know, the laughing and the sad mask.
Yeah,
because you've got that kind of yin and yang
look
to it. So that now will go away. You pop that into an airtight, well, not an airtight container, but if you put a plastic container over the top of that so that no dust particles can get onto there, then you can let those set, and they're going to need to set for about 12 hours. Mm-hmm. So we can leave Becky's on the side there. You on tomorrow, are you? You can. Are you on the show tomorrow?
No.
Oh well, I'll keep them and I'll send them to you.
Thanks, Fleur.
So you can see how completely different mine and Becky's are.
Yeah.
And it is just your own personal style then, where you want them to go and how you want them to swirl. I think that's really beautiful.
Mine looks like an angry prawn.
No, do you know what I see?
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I see?
An angry prawn.
I see that
Here's
one.
his head.
No,
There's his little arms
like
and here's his tail.
I think it's like a willow tree in the wind and a real like force 10.
Can we go for a willow tree as opposed to angry prawn?
Yeah, I think a willow tree in the wind where it's all blowing around.
Yes, I like that. That is better than mine.
So that's how you do that kind of technique. So again, it's really simple and they're never going to look exactly the same. So, but that's the best thing about them. Right, the other technique that I want to go through is how to make these jump rings into bezels. So what I've done is I've taken some wide sticky back plastic.
Yes.
We all know what it is. But the really wide one and the really sticky one. So you don't want the low tack one, you want the normal standard, if you like.
Okay.
And all I've done is I've used the Teflon sheets. I've put the sticky, I nearly said it there, the sticky stuff all the way around, back to front, so the stickiness is on the top.
Got you.
Okay, and I've just sandwiched it in between two of the Teflon sheets. If you didn't have Teflon sheets, you can use acetate. Anything that you can then just peel it off, that's no problem.
Okay.
And then all I've done is I've made sure that the jump rings are closed completely as well as they will, as well as I can close them, so there's no gap at all, because if there's a little gap in the resin it'll just seep through. So what I've done there is I've closed the jump rings and stuck them down onto the sellotape. Now what we need to do, this one is, I think it's my favourite one, this one. You're going to like this one.
I'm excited already.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take our black resin to start with. Now I'm only using the black resin because I've got more black resin than I have white resin.
Me too.
So I don't know why I did that. And all I'm going to do is pop the resin onto the sticky tape inside the jump ring. So we just do one to start with, but as you can see we've got plenty of resin left that we can do all of them. So you just take your time and just, like we said before, encourage it right to the very edges so that it won't pull away, because if it's the low viscosity resin it will flood into the areas, but with a high viscosity we just have to encourage it to touch the sides a little bit of the jump ring. So now I've got my base layer in. Okay, I'm now going to take my white resin on my cocktail stick and I want to get a little like drop on the end of my white resin on my cocktail stick.
Okay.
And all I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it into the middle of the black resin. So you can see there, I just dropped that straight into the middle of the resin. Okay, that's my white dot. I'm now going to go back to my black resin. So I'll let you catch it. Sorry, Becky.
This is getting intense now, Fleur. I'm going off to the side
You're
again,
going off to
Fleur.
the side? That's okay.
Yeah.
That's no problem.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, I'm now going to take my black resin again and I'm going to pop the black resin again in the middle of the white resin. So we're starting to get
that looks
like a halo.
good.
And then we're going to do it again. So we're going to do it about 3 times. Okay, now the more dots you put in, so the more colour that's in there, the better. So, which is why we only needed a small layer of the resin to start with, because we're going to fill it up with these little dots. So I'm now going in again and putting another dot right in the middle.
Right.
So you can see, I mean, it looks really nice just like that. If you wanted to keep it just like that, that's no problem at all. And then my final dot of the black resin. And then my final dot of the white resin, and then we can have a play. So if you like this look, you can just do it like that. So there's all my dots in place. So I've got like almost like a slice of gemstone almost, isn't it?
It is almost.
So then what we're going to do from here, we can do, if you have a look on any of the sort of like image sites, so Pinterest, Google Images, that kind of thing, for icing techniques.
Yeah.
So where you would ice a cake and then make the icing shapes on the top.
Like on the top of a Battenberg or whatever?
Yes, something like that. So all you need is to then have a little look at those, have a watch at a few videos if you want, see how they do it. And basically all you're going to do is we're going to create patterns now within our layers, because we've actually got layers of colour that are now sitting apart from each other. So if I go right at the top and pull it down, we can make a heart shape. So we can straight away make a little heart shape, and it will stay like that because we've got that viscosity of that resin.
Yeah.
Okay, we can then, from that heart shape, again, I could bring the black, and always when you're starting, it's better to bring the black into the white rather than bringing the white out into the black. So then you can then just have a little play. So what I've done there is I've brought the black round the outside, and then I'm going to bring it all the way through and swirl again. And I quite like that technique. But what I want to do now, can you see I've got quite a big gap here where it's a little, for me, it's a little bit too black. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to encourage some of that white across. So it just bridges that gap. But what you can do, if you want to add just a tiny, tiny little bit of white, you can dot your cocktail stick back into your white resin and go back in and just fill in that little gap. That's beautiful. Thanks. That's like a butterfly. I might be a bit scared of it though.
Oh. I won't let it come near you, don't worry. Don't worry, you say.
So that's the other way of using your jump rings. And if the jump rings that you're going to use, just make sure that they are stuck down completely onto your tape. So what you end up with, if we just now take these off of the tape, I can show you what it will look like when it's dried. So if I just peel these off, and all you've got then on the back is a little bit of the sticky tape that you can just wipe off with a baby wipe. So we just take a few of these off. You can see how it's not flooded through. There's no, if there's a tiny, tiny little bit of resin on the back, because resin doesn't really stick in a very small amount onto the back of the jump ring, just get your little, like your cocktail stick or something, and just chip it off, and that's fine, and it won't take the colour off at all. But then you can actually take your hand drill or your Dremel, and you can drill through these, and you can have them as pendants, earrings. But what you can do, if you wanted to make these into stud earrings, you could then, with your handy thing, your third hand, you could actually pop a little bit of resin onto the back with your wire into it, let that resin cure, and then you've got a piece of wire on the back that you can then add into a ring or into an earring.
That is fab, isn't it?
Yeah. So
yeah, as a ring. I could see that as a ring.
And you can see that none of these colours, if we bring back the first ones that we did as well, if I just put that on there, you'll be able to see it a bit easier.
Yeah.
None of these colours are starting to merge. You know, some of them, oops, never mind.
No, you're right.
Some of them will, you know, they will get a little bit of grey area in some parts, but there's not a lot. You know, they stay in quite true in their colours.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. I love that. Oh, I just wish I could stand and craft all day.
But can you see how I got lost in the resin and forgot about the chainmail part, so I'm really sorry, because the resin was I was just having so much fun playing, and you can see how much out of Becky's 7 grams, she's still got lots of white left and lots of black left. So if you do get that, what you can do is just pour it onto your Teflon sheet. So all you need to do is pour it onto there, because it's non-stick. So let's just get a thing.
Do you want some of me white?
Yeah, so let's just put that onto there.
Yeah.
And you can put the white on there
next
as well.
to it?
Yeah, wherever, next to it, but not so it's touching, because we want it to stay apart so that we can then make your
textures and
stuff.
stuff.
Our textures and what have you. I've got a little bit of white here as well. So
I've got a text on screen apparently. Oh, what? So I have to...
Got to work.
Wait, I have to actually work?
No, it's not like work, is it?
No, it's not.
It's fabulous.
Zoe says, Fleur, you are amazing. And Becky, I love you. So much fun watching you both work, waiting for me Sunday dinner. Oh, Zoe, you're absolutely lovely. Thank you very much for that message. It's lovely crafting and creating, isn't it?
It is. It's great, and you know, this is something that kids can get involved in as well. You know, it's just so much fun, and you can't stop playing with it. It's just amazing, and I just think it's brilliant. And so when this section here dries, it will come off like this, off the sheet like this. And what you can do then with these kind of sheets is you can cut them up and you can put them into your bezels, so you can do a mosaic with them as well. So just use your scissors on them, cut them up and put them into your bezels.
My producer has told me 3 times now, Becky, really, we have to bring on the other jump rings now. I'm serious. We're going to bring some jump rings in now, which, of course, same jump rings as the one we did previously, but these are in the black colour now. So really beautiful look to these with that good metal appeal, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really beautiful. Obviously working with them in the same way.
Yeah, exactly
in
the
the same manner.
same way. Yeah, exactly the same way. Yeah, they're absolutely perfect. And again, you can put that white resin into the black ones and have that different contrast like we did before.
That'd be really nice, yeah. We're bringing these to you just as a reminder. You're getting 3 different sizes, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting 12 mil, sorry, finish your sentence. 12 mil, 16 mil, 20 mil on these, and you can see you're getting 110 in total. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, is rolling down. We're rolling them down. Big amount of metal in here, big amount of that beautiful colour. Lots of interesting looks and uses for these. I mean, you know, think of, £21.95. Think of using them like a frame. Think of using them with like a photo underneath and doing your resin over top. You can have them as a frame. You could do a family tree necklace with them, photos in each, cufflinks.
Perfect for cufflinks. Again, exactly the same. Make them first onto your sticky plastic and then pop your wire onto the back. Have your little helping hands to hold it in place. Pop a little drop of resin on there. If you need to glue resin, you have to use 2-part epoxy glue with it. You can't use normal glue, okay, because it will eat away at the resin. So you need your 2-part epoxy glue if you just want to glue a finding onto them.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's so much easier just to use your resin really and let it cure with it in place.
Fit nicely together as well, don't they?
They do. So you could actually do a 3-part, like a bullseye with three parts, couldn't you? I can't stop playing with it.
I know, me neither, me neither. Well done to everyone who's treated yourself to those. We've had so many jump rings on today, and don't worry, I've not stopped there. I've got more to come for you. So loads and loads and loads of extra goodies. I've got 925. I have got some more jump rings. I've got Fleur and her fantastical challenge coming up. And I have some more brand new cashew pearls, all coming up in a few minutes after this very informative break.
There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from JewelleryMaker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with JewelleryMaker.
Pearls are classic. I mean, who doesn't love pearls? You look at them, they look elegant, they look classy, and they make elegant, classy jewellery when you're creating with them. I think right from the whitest of white pearl to the